Hello, hello, and welcome to game 2 of Ratcon. We have Tyranids versus Harlequins, guys, for your viewing and eating pleasure. Unfortunately, I am running solo, or fortunately, I'm running solo, because that's all you got. All you got is Adam, and as much as you can handle, probably more than you can handle, realistically. But here we are. This is game 2 of Ratcon. These gentlemen are playing a modified version of the ITC brand new players pack, missions rules. So this one is the Head Taker's Command, it's mission 2, and it is Vanguard Strike deployment for this game. Head Taker's Command is that's what Ratcon has called the missions. So you have 4 objectives, as you guys can see, lovingly created by me, lovingly designed by the Down Under network team. So we've got our 4 objectives, as you can see clearly. As Vanguard Strike, and I believe, just from where I can see things being placed, we're going to be going here. Yeah, we are. We're here and here for... Ooh, that's off. We are going to have... Oh, well off. Yeah, so I've adjusted the terrain. I took down the other table and I've put up a new one. This one is... I think the terrain is a lot fairer. Yeah, it's a lot fairer. And it doesn't really favour either opponent. And I like it a lot. I've also got the scorecard working, thanks so much to Jared Brehort for doing that. So as you can see, the scores will be updated literally as they get put in. So we have Sebastian, he has taken Butcher's Bill, Big Game Hunter and Headhunter. And then Stuart, who's playing the Nids, has got King of the Hill behind enemy lines. And we're still waiting for his third secondary to be put in. But past that, sorry, I was wrong. Apologies, they are going... We are here and here for our deployment zones. Now, because I'm running solo, I'm going to be interacting with the chat an absolute shitload. So any questions you guys have at any point, any topics for discussion, anything you want to know, any chats you want to do, you want to have, just hit me with them, guys. I'm happy to discuss pretty much anything. This is just going to be me talking shit while I cover the game. But it'll probably be literally as interesting as you guys want to make this. So the more crap you guys want to talk at me, the more crap will sprout. So we have got Tyranids versus Harlequins, and I'm just going to run through the list pretty quickly. So we've got Basti Ulrichs, we just call him, his name's Sebastian, we call him Basti. He was a local of Ballarat. He has since moved away to greener pastures. He is running a pure 100% Harlequins detachment, Harlequins army, which I love, which is why I chose it. I chose this game in consultation with the TOs because it's 2 unique armies, 2 mono-faction armies, and because past this point, essentially our hands get tied. From game 3 to game 5, we stream the top tables. We stream the best players at the event and the guys who are winning consistently. And I think that's the right way of doing it, but while we have the option to give you guys, unique games from players who might not necessarily always get this kind of exposure, we think we should. So, Sebastian Ulrichs with Harlequins. I'm just going to check we've got any questions. No, Sebastian Ulrichs, he is playing Harlequins. He has a Dreaming Shadow battalion. He's got a Shadow Seer and a Shadow Seer. One of them is his Warlord. Doesn't have his Warlord trait listed. We'll get it from him at some point. He has 1, 2, 3 troop units, 1 Harlequin's Blade, 1 Harlequin's Embrace, 4 Embraces and 3 Fusion Pistols, and those are 3 of exactly the same. At any point, if any of you gentlemen or ladies would like to see these lists, you just type in exclamation point lists, and a link to the list will come up straight away. So past that, so he's got 3 troop units. Each one has 3 Fusion Pistols and an Embrace. Sorry. 4 Embraces, 3 Fusion Pistols. Then he has 3 Star Weavers, naturally for the 3 troop units to go inside. Then he has a Patrol Detachment. This one is Silent Shroud, and he has another Shadow Seer in here. So he's got 3 Shadow Seers. So for a Harlequins list, he's already pretty dense on psychic powers. Usually you only see 1, maybe 2 Shadow Seers. He's got 3 already. This one has another troop unit. This one has exactly the same. 4 Caresses, 3 Fusion Pistols, and 1 Harlequin's Blade. Then in this one, he also has a Solitaire with a Caress and a Kiss. Then he has a dedicated transport, another Star Wave. So this is up to the 4 Star Waves with troops in them, and all those troops have good combat weapons and Fusion Pistols. Lastly, he has a Outrider detachment. This one is Dreaming Shadow as well, so that's the one that you get to shoot when you die, I believe. If someone in the chat can confirm that for me, he has a Troop Master with a Harlequin's Embrace. Then he has a Death Jester with a Curtain Fall relic, which I adore. I think that relic is so damn good. And then he has 2 units of Skyweavers with Haywire Cannons and Star Bowlers, and 1 unit of Skyweavers with Haywire Cannons and Zephyr Clay. So those are all 4-man units. So he has 12 Skyweavers. All of them have Haywire. So what that get interesting is because he's playing, well, he's literally playing against no mech. There's no mech in his army. Everything else, he's playing against Tyranids. The Haywire does next to nothing. It actually becomes quite good horde clearance, but it's not doing what you paid it for. And you paid it to smash down on knights, smash down on transports. So, but still, despite that, he's still got 4 Star Weavers, and they're not insignificant at killing troops. And past that, Harlequins just generally pretty good at killing everything. Unfortunately, they can't take a hit. And we're going to jump over to his opponent's list and run through that quickly. This is Stuart Murray. He's a local of South Australia. I'm not quite sure where in South Australia. We'll find that out. Maybe never. He has a Leviathan battalion. This one has a Broodlord who has Paroxysm, and that's it. Then he has a Neurothrope and a Turvagon. He has a Turvagon. How fucking cool is that? Then he has a unit of 15 Gene Stealers with a couple of Acid Maws. He has a unit of 20 Hormigans, a unit of 20 Termagants with Devourers. Unit of 30 Termagants with 20 Devourers. Then he has a Zoanthrope, a unit of 4 Zoanthropes, 2 units of Gargoyles, I assume for a flying screen, because they're not shit at that. Then he has a Cronus Patrol Detachment with a Malanthrope, 20 Termagants, also with Devourers, a unit of Hive Guard, a Trigon Prime, and a Tyrannofex. So he's most likely going to be having that unit of 20 Termagants popping out of a hole with the Trigon Prime and laying down with a bunch of Devourer shots. He actually has quite a lot of anti-infantry. Yeah, anti-infantry wise, he's got a lot. He's got his Gene Steals with Mulch Infantry, he's got 20 Hormigans, which are decent, and then he has essentially 40 Devourers. So yeah, not insignificant amount of firepower there. They will wear down Harlequins just through weight of fire. It'll just wear them down, make him force enough saves, and yeah, he'll get some through. This is actually going to be an interesting matchup. I wouldn't say either of these lists they're both fringe lists. It looks like we've got some repairs on the fly going down. Thank you, Mandalore Knights. Yeah, I switched out the terrain. I think this is a much fairer layout. We have 2 big pieces of line side blocking terrain. Where are we? We have a block there, and it has a little bit of a tail, like a little bit of a extension. We have the same thing here. So one of the other boys the Biff Pod guys pointed out the 2 L-shaped ruins that they have at Nova, and how that makes the game very, very even. So I intended to emulate that, but not quite just carbon copied it. I think that's a bit boring. We also have another piece of line sight blocking here, and I have measured that these gaps, a knight can make it through these gaps. And then we just complete it by making a little chubby guy and put a head on it, and then he's a happy guy off to the races. I'm not going to tell you what that is. In fact, let's get rid of that. That looks really bad. Apologies to any children or the elderly for that one. I've left an open invite to any of the Biff Pod gentlemen, to Jim Vessel, and to all the Chapter Tactics crew, that they can join in on Discord whenever they should please. Hopefully we have some of those guys joining us in and out as we go. If not, I reckon I got this, guys. I reckon I got it down pat. You don't need anybody else. Why would you? I'm everything the community needs. The whole package. And by that I mean I'm terrified of fucking this up. Just so you know. Being transparent. We have some decent games going on in this room also. We have Dean Sinbeck versus Kieran Howard. And we also have a Jerry Martino versus Matthew McMillan, and Tim Roberts, who's the local hope, the Ballarat born and bred boy. He is versing Joshua Brody. So of those matchups, it's Tim Roberts is playing his Tower list, which is, he calls it the Sharknado, because he's got a lot of Tower vehicles, and he's playing as Deathwatch, which isn't a good matchup for him, unfortunately. We'll see if he can pull that out. And then we have a Orc army by Mr. McMillan versus Joe Martino playing his Seer Council-based Eldar army, Craftword Eldar. And then next to us we have Kieran Howard playing Quad Knights against Dean Sinbeck, who is playing a Chaos variant. That should be an interesting game, but I think that's a game that's going to be over pretty quickly one way or another. Either the Knights make it through the Plague Bearers and get to all the juicy goodness, or the Plague Bearers move up and then he jumps out and kills stuff with his Corn Princes and stuff like that. Swansea, DG Jub in Ballarat opened last weekend. I was actually there for the opening. I walked in there, got some special edition dice. They're actually pretty hot. Gold and black with skulls on the sixes. On the sixes. It's like G-Dub's learning or something. It's like they're evolving. It's amazing. We're still in the deployment phase. Looks like we've got a unit of Skywavers chucked down there and another unit chucked down here. Ooh, that went wonky. Ooh. My mouse isn't playing ball. Yep, another unit there. Looks like we are having some, looks like that would look like Termagants to me. Looks like he's going to chuck down probably another, that's probably the 30-man unit. Because I'm going to assume that the 20-man with the Devourers is all going in the tunnels because they're Cronus, so they can use the Trigon's tunnel, whereas these guys can't. But there's 20 Devourers in that unit, so he's got 10 ablative wounds, and then he's going to be losing Devourers. But he can regen the 10 regular Termagants with the Turbogun. So that's actually a good way of utilizing. So he can take the Flesh Borers out when they die, as they do, and then you can only respawn Flesh Borer Termagants. So we can add another 10 fresh Flesh Borer Termagants back into tackle list and maintain those 10 ablative wounds. Yeah. I just dropped the lid off my water bottle, but it's okay. Oh. Swansea, how you doing, mate? What are you up to? What is everyone doing this lovely Saturday afternoon? What are you guys doing with yourselves? You got a bit of the footy going? You're talking some crap, hanging out with your mates, hanging out with your lady, and having a cheeky look at the stream while you're trying to be nice. You're painting some stuff, talking some crap. Tell us what's going down, guys. We're getting another unit of Skywavers chucked down behind this house. And yeah, so there is the Turbogon with her babies. There's the Turbogon's bebes there, so that's 30 of them. I wonder if I would assume he's got these would be the Devourers up front. If I was him, the Devourers would go up front, and these would be the 10 guys, because they're easy to replace ablatively if people get close. Looks like we've got some Gargoyles going down now. So the Gav is putting knights together. What kind of a knight are you building? Paladin, Errant, Crusader? Swansea, he's got his baby asleep on his lap. He's hanging out for a piss. So just going over the secondaries again, we've got Butcher's Bill for Sebastian, so it's kill 2 units in a turn, which should be relatively reasonable for him to expect. Big Game Hunter, because of the Trigon Prime, the Turbogon, and the Tyrannofex. Actually, has he got 4 monsters? Is it possible for him to get 4 points out of that one? Let's have a quick look. So Trigon Prime, Tyrannofex. Malanthrope won't give it up, I don't think. No, maybe actually I think the Malanthrope will give it up. So yeah, he can get 4 points out of that, I believe. Unless someone corrects me there. How many wounds does the Malanthrope have? I believe it has 7 or 8, which would mean it gives up Big Game Hunter. Then he has Headhunter because Basti has. So no, he has Headhunter because he has a couple of those big units are characters. Like the Malanthrope is a character, the Turbogon's a character. He has to kill us anyway to get Big Game Hunter, so he's tying those together. And then lastly, that's it. And then we go over to Stuart, and he has got Gangbusters, which is a no-brainer because of how many 4-wound blacks he has. He has behind enemy lines because he's going to be deep striking with those Gaunts and the Tyrannofex. That makes sense. And then lastly, he has Old School, which is the trap. It's the bad times. Never take Old School, guys. It's shit. Mandalore Knight painting a White Scars captain from a Primaris Chaplain. Cool. Bizarre 40k beast. He's building 4 Vulture gunships and just finishing his second. Well, aren't you just a fluffy man? 3 Vultures. Shit. The Gav's hobby timing. He's making a Gallant, but he's magnetized to switch it up. As you should. Knights are expensive enough, and they're easy enough to magnetize that you should. Why not? Swansea. Working on a semi-competitive Talan list. Lots of Chimeras, Knight Valiant. Emperor's Wrath Artillery. Yeah, look, there is a lot of things, a lot of cool, amazing things you can do with Guard, and especially with if you're willing to soup up Guard, there's an incredible amount of things you can do with them. The fact that literally half the factions in the game can be allied with Guard means that just the depth of like building them is like the foundations of your list. You can turn into whatever you want. Cyrus Twitch. Got there. Painting models for a tournament tomorrow. It's Friday night there. Where are you? Where are you based? Cyrus Twitch. Where do you reside in this big wide world? And what's the tournament tomorrow? How big is it? And what are you taking? California. Good stuff, man. Whereabouts in Cali? Top, bottom, middle, south, middle, west, Bay Area. I don't know. Just throwing out words here. I don't actually know where any of these places are. So it looks like we've got the Tyrannofax has gone down. So there's the Tyrannofax guys. Looks like there we've got a character. That's probably a Neurothrope or the Broodlord. We've got 10 gargoyles. 10 gargoyles. I don't know what this is. 10, 15, 20. That's 20. That's a 20 Devouragorns. Oh no, it could be the Hormigans. Yeah, it could be the Hormigans by all means. Sacramento, RTT probably 20 dudes. About 2 hours out of the Bay Area. Nice. That's lovely. Unfortunately, Mendel and I, we had to, because we started getting spammed by other chats, we had to turn off linking into this chat. If you have a picture you want put up, message it to me on Facebook, and I'll chuck it up for you. Trapdoor's Pier is just mental. And he is, and he is trying to charge the Valiant. Yeah, absolutely. Too many dick pics. No, people spamming us with links to their own Twitch streams, like, come join my Twitch stream, blah, 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 blah. Just bots, really. So we had to turn them off. He's running 8 Talos, 3 Razor Wings, a Void Raven, and some other nonsense. That sounds pretty fearsome. Very fearsome. I still rate Talos. I know people have gone off them since the big Game Hunter change, now that they give up points. But look, there is, giving them a 4-up invuln, there is nothing bad about that in any sense of the word. So we have, looks like the Malanthrope has gone down here. I'd have to hazard a guess and say that's the Neurothrope. And we've got the Zoes. Zoes are going down here. On Basti's side of things, we've got Starweaver, Skywavers, and that should be his whole army. The only thing other that you might want to deploy is if he wants to start a couple of his characters on the board. Looks like we've got a character there, we have a character there. That's it. Yeah, that's it. Looks like there's only two characters on the board there. Are you guys... Mason Vason, are you guys going to the same RTT? Zoanthropes just smite. They've got a 3+ invuln, 4 wounds, toughness 4, and they just put out top shelf smites. Really, really good smites. So everyone, Mason Vason and Cyrus Twitch are both going to the same RTT. If you guys play against each other, I demand you guys tune in here and tell us what happened. In fact, you guys should grudge. You guys should absolutely grudge. And alright, so we've just had the roll for who goes first. And Basti, the Harlequin player, just got seized on. He wanted to go first because he has decent odds of making combat turn 1 with his army, and bang, just got seized on. So Tyranids turn 1. Here we go. So starting CPs 8 to 8. I don't believe that means they've spent any. I think they both start with 8 or 9. Because they both got patrols, so they both start with 8. Greyscape Games of Sacramento, it's going to be fun. You guys should totally grudge. You should have a Down Under Network face-off grudge. And if you guys do a write-up for us, I'll post it on the Facebook page. Dead set. Hilarious. So that's GSC versus Dark Elder. It's actually it's a pretty good game. If you both take, well, I know I can see from what Cyrus is taking, his Dark Elder list is legit. It's a pretty tough game. No. They were worried that I could hear what they were saying because I think they were swearing their asses off. Yeah, you don't have to watch your language. Dude, fishwife that stuff. Okay. So we got a unit of 5 zoanthropes. So zoanthropes smite better the more there are of them. At the unit of 5, I think they smite with 3 plus. I think it's 3 plus D3 for their smites, so you can do 6 mortal wounds straight up, and then they get to cast another power as well. So they can do that, and then they can psychic scream. So there's a propensity to do 9 mortal wounds out of them, which is very respectable. And they're not an easy army. They're not an easy unit to handle because they're 3 plus invuln and 3 wounds each. It's actually quite awkward for a lot of armies. Things like Call's Wrath don't do as much as you think, because you think Call's Wrath would just go bang, pick them up. But there's nothing swingier in this game than the 3 plus invulnerable guys. I can tell you right now. Sometimes at 3 plus you just don't do any damage. Looks like he's advanced with his Hormigans. No, advanced with his Termagants. Sorry. Are those Termagants or are they Hormigans? No, they're Termagants. I don't know where the Hormigans are, by the way. Sorry. There they are. Of course they are. Chipping, guys. So Hormigans are there. Termagants have advanced as well. Looks like he wants to take a commanding bit of board presence. So Termagants have ended there. I'm interested to know where he goes with his zoanthropes. I don't actually have any real good targets there. They might be better off moving, advancing, and joining in the middle. Otherwise, they could get isolated there. And literally, the Baskid could just put this whole quadrant of his army just into those, clear them off. And that's a big part of his damage dealing. So what Stuart has to contend with is the fact that everything in Bass's army has a good invulnerable save. So his best and most reliable source of wounds will be mortal wounds. So having those Zoes alive and pushing those out consistently throughout the game will actually be key if he wants to get a good win out of this. He also has the Turvagon that can smite, he has the Neurothrope that can smite, and he has the Broodlord that can smite. So you can put out essentially 5 smites if you count Psychic Scream, which is another smite. So essentially, an average, a minimum of 5, medium of 10. That's not including the extra D3 or plus 3 that the Zoanthropes get. So there's a respectable amount of damage you can put out there, especially when you know that Harlequins don't start the game with many wounds on the board. So yeah, look, this could be an interesting game, especially with the Seas now. I think it'll get turned on his head. There's going to be a lot of Devourer shots probably coming in. I assume the Devourers are up front. They've got 18-inch range, so if they were started 18 inches away from each other, and they're assault weapons, so it's going to be hitting on 5s, an extra -1, maybe hitting on 6s. He was probably going to, if I was him, I'd be going for an onslaught on this unit of, so we're going to go onslaught on this unit of Devourers, so if they get to hit these guys on this Starweaver on 5 instead of 6s, I'd say he'd be much better off shooting into these Skyweavers, but I doubt he's in range. It's only 18 inches. If he's in range, it'll only be a handful of them. Harlequins really want to alpha strike you. They want to get an early lead up, and they want to get in your face and start dictating the terms of the game quickly. So yeah, them losing the momentum with the Seas actually makes this game very, very interesting. Looks like, yeah, the Zoanthropes. The guns are going straight forward, so it looks like he's all in on this. The only real target that they'll have, I suppose because they need line of sight for the smite, so I guess they could see from this angle. Yeah, because he's trying to clear. So there's a bit of line of sight blocking terrain there. You can't see over, so he needs to clear this, and that'll probably block out. They might block out this Skyweaver. It also probably might put the Skyweaver out of range. So most likely they'll be going for the Skyweavers, which I think is the right play. He needs to cut down the Skyweavers because the Skyweavers will be the things that will be jumping around, getting into his backlines very quickly, and essentially probably trying to snipe out and get those headhunter points. Trying to get headhunter points. I think Diffie has just joined us. He has just remoted, and he's watching us at a wedding. So he's at a family wedding right now. It's probably the wedding ceremony is just finished. That means he's probably having some nice lunch. He's probably having many a beverage. Cheers to Diffie. I wouldn't be here without him. And this stream was lovingly troubleshooted by him on the phone as I panicked and flailed around with my massive meat hands. I was crying. I called him like, "Why doesn't anything want to work for me, Diffie?" And he's like, "It's because you're shit. Toughen up, son." And everything was worked from there. That's all it needed. So, Cyrus, how do you say your name? Is it Cyrus Twitch? Cyrus Twitch? Psy Rush Twitch. Apparently he's an amazing painter, guys. Chuck us up some stuff. We'll chuck it on our Facebook page. Guys who watch our stream, we wanna get you guys noticed. Make your famous Psy Rush. Nice. Was actual Psy Rush taken? So you had to go with Psy Rush, not Psy, whatever. The English language is an absolute, like a dropped pie. Still tastes good, but you shouldn't eat it. What's going on, Hamilton? We just had someone jump on Twitch. Sorry, we someone had someone jump on Discord. So Diffy's just jumped on. How you doing, man?
Hey mate, can you hear me?
I can hear you. I just need to turn you down a little bit, I think. Can you guys hear Diffy? A little bit of background noise, Diffy. So people are hollering, carrying on.
Sneaking out.
Nice. Yeah, we can hear you just fine, dude. Mandela Night is confirmed. Okay, so how far are you up to with what's going down? Because so Basti, the Harlequin player, has just been seized on, and looks like so we've got these. So Zoanthropes fly. So that line of sight blocking train wasn't the big deal I thought it was, because they've just flied up and they've just placed themselves on there. So they're just going to be smiting into these Skyweavers, which is absolutely the right call. And then he's probably going to be lighting up this Starweaver with all the Devourers from that middle unit of Gaunts. But look, looking at this...
Oh, boom. Can you hear me now, bro?
I can hear you, mate.
Awesome.
How are the noise
everyone.
levels? How are the noise levels for Diffy? Do I need to turn him up, turn him down? I just realised I've pushed the talk on, so you couldn't hear me before. I pushed the talk on in Discord because the room was really noisy before with all the other gentlemen in.
It's all good. So what have we got? We've got Sebastian and Stuart.
We do. Mandela Knight says you sound half cut.
That's probably a reasonable description.
Good. Good. I'm happy about that. Enjoy yourself. So looking at this game, what do you think of this game state right now? Right now, I'm thinking if the Nid player has a strong turn, he can take a dominant chunk out of that bottom section of Basti's army. But he's left. Look, he's got three Starweavers, one unit of Skyweavers in that top right section, and he's left quite a weak flank for them. The Nid player has. He might have done that on purpose, just due to the deployment map. But I think Basti could very easily, firstly, wipe out this unit of 20 Hormigans and then get into these guys and start wrapping these Termagants in combat. And that's the last thing, funnily enough, that's the last thing this Tyranid army wants, because he's actually invested quite a bit in shooting. He's got his Hive Guard back here, he's got his Rupture Cannon and Singer Salvo, he's got 40 Devourers in here, so he's actually got a lot of shooting that's very applicable to killing Harlequins.
Yep. Is this our boy Stuart, or is this a different Stuart?
Different Stuart. Yeah, different Stuart. This is a Stuart from South Australia.
Okay.
He's not Stuart the Kid.
Fair. It's really weird because I for some reason can't turn down the volume of Twitch. So
What?
All right. So I've got probably about a 30-second delay coming through on Twitch, but then live, obviously, through Discord. So I'm hearing you echoed, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, that's pretty weird, man.
Well, it's fine for everyone else. I'm just the weirdo that has to deal with it.
So you can't mute Twitch?
I don't think so. Let's give it a go. No, I can't. That's all right. I'd just like to state that the Down Under network objectives look pretty schmick on a phone.
They look really good, man. For no reason whatsoever, I haven't touched anything. I got this. So me and Jared got the scoreboard back up, mostly Jared, and it's just gone dead on us. I've just refreshed it like you told me to, but it hasn't changed it.
Interesting. Well, I can have a look on my end.
All right, so I think we've started the psychic phase. Oh no, we're in the shooting phase. Oh yeah, look, we've lost 2 Skywavers from that bottom unit of 4. So bottom unit of 4 Skywavers. There's 2 gone. There's two dead there. Looks like he started shooting. He's got the rupture cannon opening up first. He might try and crack open one of these. He might try and crack open one of these Star Wavers, sorry, just so the Devourers have something to shoot at.
Yeah.
Look, I know Tyrannofexes and Tervigons are very exploitable as being wrapped because they're not that good in combat, but the Rapture Cannon is legit when it shoots the shoot size standing still. Getting 6 shots at that profile is actually pretty great.
I don't think it's frozen. I think they're not updating their scores.
Yep, I've just got Basti updating them now. So I think some CP was spent there. I think probably for well, if I was Basti, it would either be for lightning fast reflexes, or it would have been for +1 invulnerable save after you've taken a wound. He's got 3d6 coming through, so it looks like there's some. Yes, he has. He has killed this the top bottom Star Weaver. I'll just pull this up. So he just dealt 3d6 damage to this guy. He is kaput. He's measuring his 18 inches to see if he can deploy out of range of the Devourers. So that was his intention. His intention was to shoot the Tyrannofex, pop that Star Weaver, let the guys get out within range of the Devourers. So he's going to pop them behind. Doesn't explode. Yeah. It didn't explode.
The updated table since first round is pretty clear from the stream, by the way.
Yeah, so you can see the scores there. I can't see it coming up on mine.
No, I haven't seen the scores yet, but the table itself, from a top-down approach, I know the table for round 1 was a very schmick-looking table. However, for obviously a top-down view, there was some limitations there as well. This terrain is pretty clear from a top-down view, which is good.
Yeah, my only issue with this terrain is that you don't get the depth perception of it, but it's fine. I know what it is. I can tell everybody what it is. But yeah, you're absolutely right. The other one wasn't very conducive to a stream table. It looks gorgeous. It's my personal table, and I love it. But it's not conducive to letting you guys see everything that's happening. So I've just reset the stream game to be this one. So I'm hoping that fixes the scorecard, but no, it hasn't. It's still down.
So is the actual... let me just check on from my end. So, because remembering I've got a bit of a delay here, so you've still just got a grey box. Is that the issue?
Yeah, that's correct.
All right, so if you were to...
Sorry, I got it fixed. Got it fixed, mate.
Did you minimise Firefox, didn't you?
Yeah, I did.
All right, that's my fault. I didn't tell you.
That's all good. So we got him back up. So CP right now, yeah, look, so Stuart spent 2. Sebastian hasn't spent any. I thought Sebastian would have spent 2 then to get, I guess, a buff. -1 to hit or, +1 invulnerable save on that before it went down. But it looks like he didn't do that. And yep, they got popped. But looks like they've gotten out pretty safe. It looks like a pretty safe distance from the action. Where are we? So we've got... It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'd say he hasn't lost anybody. It looks like there might be even a character there because there's six infantry models. So I'd say there's a character that was in that Skyweaver. Starweaver though.
Yeah.
Starweaver, Skyweaver. They've summoned a Weaver. It's a Weaver and it's in the sky. It's a thing.
It's a Weaver. All right. Well, I might have to duck back in. I've snuck out to an alleyway.
Join in at will, my brother.
No probs. All right. I will love you and leave you guys with the absolute fantastic Mr. Adam Camilleri.
So they have a choice.
Yeah, love you guys, and I'll see you soon. Peace.
Talk to you soon, brother. All right, back to the action. Back to the real action. Yep. So Skywave's been picked up. We've lost two. Starwave's been picked up. Lost two Skywavers from that bottle unit. So, but he's still got 10 Skywavers on the board. Hasn't made that much of an impact on his damage output. It's more just annoyed him. The Adam action from Mandalore Knight. It's damn straight. So we know the Harlequins move 8 inches. Harlequins move 8 inches, I believe. So and then they can advance and charge. So we know that that's over 18 inches because he didn't get shot. So he's going to be 10 inches. So he's going to end up about there after he moves. And he's going to have his advance. So if he gets a 16 advance, technically he'd have a 2 or 3 inch charge against those Devouragons. So he's not that far away from being able to respond pretty well to this. I'm just going to see what he's rolling for then. Nope, I apologise, guys. He was in range of those Devourers and looks like he has lost 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like, yeah, he lost that unit of troops. All right, spoke too soon. There's two characters left. So there's 2 units killed in. So there's 2 units already killed in the Tyranny turn, and I don't think he's done shooting. Yep, we're up to the charge phase. No charges. All right, moving straight into Harlequins. So the bottom of turn 1, guys. And just letting you know, we've been live for 50 minutes, but the game wasn't going when we started. So that was with deployment plus turn 1. That was probably 35, close to a 40-minute turn. So yeah, we'll see what happens there. I always like to keep you guys updated in what's a realistic expectation for this game, just so we don't get disappointed at the end if it doesn't finish naturally. If I do get one of the TOs here, I'll get a bit of a roam going on. I'll tell them to go and give some updates on some of these other top games. We do have some quite notable and quite prominent players from South Australia, New South Wales and Victoria here. Matt No. 1 Morrisoli, who was the top Australian player of the 2018 season in Australia, and Jeremy Marigold Martino, who just crushes it wherever he goes. Dean Sinbeck, he's more of a tournament organizer than a top player at the moment. He's kind of taken a step back, but now he's decided he's coming to Ratcon. He's going to have fun. Tim Roberts, the hometown hero, playing against Josh Brodie, who's another quite a prominent player in New South Wales, and same with Matthew McMillan, who's playing against and Kieran Howard, who are both from Team Legion, as with Josh Brodie. So there's a New South Wales club that's here called Legion, and there's 3 out of them on tables. So 1, 2, 3 are 3 Legion players, and none of them are playing each other. They're all playing Victorians. So that's pretty funny. Yeah, that is pretty funny. Go Vic. Yeah. Back to the game. Looks like we've had not much happen. The movement phase haven't even rightly gotten into action yet. I think he's just sussing out his options. But look, Basti can charge at will now. So I wonder if the Alpha Strike that he put on was enough. It certainly did some damage, putting down a Starwaver and a unit of troops, and then half killing a unit of Skywavers is not insignificant, especially like if it's Harlequins when everything's expensive and you tend to not be able to take a hit. What I think is going to happen here, either this turn or next turn, Basti is going to go all in. He's still got 3 units of troops and 3 transports. He's still got 10 Skywavers. And yeah, what I assumed he was going to do, he's going to invest heavily in getting rid of those zone threats because they are the most able unit to do consistent damage that the Tyrannies have access to. So getting rid of them early in the game knocks off a lot of threat later. The problem is though, with that 3-up invulnerable save, you need to invest quite a bit in order to guarantee you're going to kill them. And the best thing he had for getting them down, which was all the fusion pistols, is actually on the wrong side of the board for him. So he's got 3 transports full of fusion pistols in the right side. They're not going to be in range to make it to those zone throws. So he's either, I would almost, he's blitzing. Sorry guys, I have to interrupt myself. It's a funny thing to say. But he's blitzing his Solitaire, which, interesting to know what he's going for. He's going at is plus 11, so he's going 23 inches, and yep, he's moving the solitaire to go for the zoanthropes. So if he has the upgraded kiss, if he has the relic Kegarax Rose, which I'm not sure if he's the right. One sec. Hey, Basti. Whatever. I'll get him later. Sorry, guys. Because he has a flat 3 damage on that rose, which is strength 5 and rerolls to wound against. I think it only rerolls to wound against infantry. I'm not too sure. I'm not sure if the zoanthropes are infantry, but if he goes in there with his 10 attacks, hitting on 2s, wounding on 3s, all flat 3 damage, that's a thing. That's an absolute thing, guys. So right now we have the Tyranid player is on 2 objectives. The Harlequin player can easily be on 2 objectives, so I doubt anyone's going to get hold more this turn. Because the likelihood of Basti and the Harlequins killing off this whole unit, what's there, whilst investing enough to kill out the zoanthropes is actually pretty minimal. And it's probably the wrong play at this point of the game. He needs to just take off a couple of threats and take off a couple of damage dealers away from the Tyranids. So he's here turn 4 to make the big plays. Here turn 3, here turn 4 to make the big plays when the game's in the balance. What do you guys think, guys? Who are you predicting? It's very early days here in this game. Extremely. The game is anybody's to win, anybody's to lose. What do you think is going to happen? We also have, actually, here's the thing. We have a couple of prizes that Ratcon has given us to give away on stream. We have a Space Marines Heroes box. Naturally, these are like a mystery. You'd never know which one you're going to get. So this is, I think, is the first series of the Marines. So we got one of those to give away. Who knows what's in it? Could be anything. Could be some special edition. Then we have some just random upgrade kits that I'm assuming one of the TOs had lying around for us to give away. We have Salamander's Mark III Legion shoulders. If we've got any Salamander players in stream, you want this bad boy. I haven't decided what the terms and conditions yet for winning this stuff is. If you guys got any ideas, let me know. And we got some Iron Hands torsos, which are actually really, really cool. Like you could easily mold line those Iron hands off their chests, and then you just got some really cool chest pieces. Yeah, they're nice. So just give us some bits and pieces to give away, just cause why not? Giving away some stuff's always good. If you guys are going to give us the time of day, interact with me, give me stuff to talk about, keep me company in this lonely world. We'll give you some stuff. Yeah. Movement phase, we've got a unit, so we know we've got the Solitaire here and a unit of 2 Skyweavers there. It looks like this unit has only moved up marginally, probably just to get in range to put all their haywire shots into the Devil Gaunts there. He needs to be mindful of the fact that if he's not going to kill all of them, he shouldn't kill any of them. So if as soon as you shoot at that unit once, shoot them all dead. Otherwise they're going to keep regenning 10 Gaunts a turn from the Turbogun. He's not putting himself in a position where he's realistically going to kill a Turbogun this turn anyway. So he's going to go for the Devour Gaunts there, wipe them all. The Gargoyles don't really serve much purpose in this game, seeing as they can't wrap and pin anything because everything Basti's got is flying. But at the same time, he doesn't really need to scream from them because Basti's stuff can all fly over him. So unless he was willing to sit back and just leverage having a flying screen and play defensively, they're not going to have much of a role here, so you should probably just be flying those around, spread them out, put them on objectives. Here's a question for stream. Do any of you have any good tricks for talking all day? Like being able to just maintain your voice and talk all day? Because it's actually something I struggle with. My voice tends to start giving up on me. A certain way through towards the end of day 1, and then all day 2 my voice is struggling. I might look up some concoctions and stuff to keep you talking. Got to pace myself, especially if I'm going to go another game flying solo. We've got some movement. He's just moving up. I'm assuming he's just moving up to get fusion pistols in range. He's pushing up this Skyweaver pretty aggressively. Drink lots of water. That's exactly what I'm doing. Yep. So we got one Starweaver heading over there. They've got 2 Shuriken catapults each on Starweavers. I believe they do. Where is his list? Yeah, two Shuriken cannons. Yep. So they're pretty good. Shuriken cannons are a pretty good all-round weapon for their cost. They'll do just fine in this environment. Yeah, looks like he's pressuring up. Look, like I said, the Nid player left quite a weak right flank for Basti to exploit. He should clear that right flank pretty well. I would even hazard a guess to say, if he wants to, Basti could have killed everything here this turn. If he wants to invest all his stuff, he hasn't gotten out of his transports, so he's not going to be killing a hell of a lot of infantry. But realistically, if he got everything out and was willing to charge everything in, he could wipe all the Nids out of this portion of the board and then be in a very commanding position to start holding these 3 objectives and start getting up on points. Oh, the one thing I found interesting is that Sebastian Basti, the Harlequin player, didn't take Butchers, didn't take Reaper. So there's a unit of 20 Hormigans, there's a unit of 20 Termagants, there's a unit of 15 Gene Stealers, there's 2 units of 10 Gargoyles, and there's a unit of 30 Termagants. There's easy enough points there to be getting to be getting Reaper on. So that's an interesting choice by him. I might ask him that later. So heading into the Psychic phase. So we've done a Smite, which did 2 wounds, and killed 2 guys. So do you guys think, how much do you think these guys are going to kill? So we've got these 2 Skyweavers and this Solitaire, and they're going to go into the Venom Thropes. What are their, I'm not sure how much they're going to do. So shooting wise, 2d6 strength 4 shots. So let's say he gets the average of 7. Hit on 3s, he probably hits with 5. Wounds on 4s, let's say give him the better side of the average, wounds on, does 3 wounds. 3 up in vulnerable save, he only takes 1 wound from that shooting. And then into combat, he needs to do a lot of work because there's 15 wounds there, toughness 4 with 3+ invuln to get through. Not sure it's that reliable that he kills it. In fact, I'd say he can't. I'd say he can't kill it with what he's got there. He needs to put some shots into it.
Is that right?
What?
If I'm around the shadow and it's snake 1 to my second power, if I roll 12, it's not a peril, but a 3 is a peril?
Check the wording on the rule. From my understanding is a double 1s or a double 6s, unmodified, doesn't matter about modifiers, is always a perils.
If it's unmodified?
It doesn't matter. I think if it's a double 1s or double 6s, always a perils, regardless of modifiers. Someone double check if that's correct. I know double 1s is a perils regardless of modifiers. Can someone double check that for me? Guys, hey guys, it's worth double checking. Double check. I'm not a TO. Check with the judge. Yeah, I don't want that on my head. I don't want to be responsible. If they ask me and I give them the wrong information, but that's my understanding is, double 1s or double 6s is always a perils, regardless of whether you got +1s or -1s or whatever. Because what happened was Basti rolled a double 6, but because of perils, because of Shadow of the Warp, it gets a -1, so it becomes an 11. He still gets his D6 smite or whatever. Whatever he's casting goes off. But whether it was perils or not, I'm not sure. Just going to grab the TO. Never mind. They can sort it out. They're responsible big boys. Take responsibility of their own game. He's done Mirror of Minds. The Mind War for Harlequins, where he's doing it to the Zoanthropes. So perils, yeah? It's an unmodified double 1s or double 6s, correct?
Yeah, both.
Yeah. So if you got a -1, if you roll double 6s and it's -1, still perils, yeah?
I believe so.
Yeah. No, they asked me, that's what I said to them. But I said, ask a TO, make sure, I don't want to be responsible.
Yeah, that's fair enough.
Yeah. So maybe ask them what yeah, so I said, check the rulebook. Don't be lazy and ask me. I'm busy, I got people to entertain. I'm busy. Yeah, double 1s, yeah, that's exactly right. Regardless of modifiers, double 1s, double 6s are perils as well. Huh?
I meant them were the
Yeah, that's what I mean, yeah, so. Started some shooting. How many we got? It's a decent amount of shots. Only missed with 2, which is very respectable. -13 -1 wounds have just gone through. So literally everything here will have a 6 up feel no pain. That's a legit roll, Basti. Shit. Taking out the 6s. You got 4 6s out of there, so there's 9 guys drop. Yeah, that was the Skyweavers just punching haywire shots into those Hormigans. They should easily be wiped at the end of this turn. And it looks like they are, I think they are out of synapse range, guys. I'm just going to hazard a guess and say they are outside synapse range. So they end there. We have Synapse Creature here, Synapse Creature here, Synapse Creature here. Oh, he doesn't get the feel. Oh, see, that's exactly right. He's a Leviathan, but he's not within 6 inches of a... Yeah, so another 4 guys dead. Yeah, another 4 guys dead. Because he's outside synapse range, and therefore it means he's outside Leviathan feel no pain range as well. So he should have lost 13 total because they're just -1 no saves. And so he's got 7 guys left there, and they'll easily get picked up. So a bit of a cock up there by the Tyranid player. Yeah, they're going to auto pop. They will be auto popping for sure. So yeah, not the best play there. He's kind of left those Hormigans out to be exploited pretty easily. Unlike those 30 Termagants, those 30 Termagants need to be killed to the man for them to be gone for you to get a kill point out of them. Whereas those Hormigans, they're already gone, guys. Doesn't need to shoot them anymore. Doesn't need to charge them. So they've got 6 saves at -1 on the middle unit of Termagants, I'd assume. He's made 3 saves. He made 3 6s. Another 3 down. So it's a total of 6 or 7 dead from that unit. It looks like 7 dead from that unit total. So there's another 23 left there. So we're starting with the Skyweavers. So Starweavers. 3 hits. 2 wounds. Looks like another 2 drop. All right, back down to 21 in that unit. Can he clear them? Because as soon as he does, so he's got 1. So now he's got 1 guy left with a flesh borer in that unit. So if you weren't here at the start, that unit has 20 Devourers and 10 flesh borers in it. So those 10 ablative wound flesh borers get picked up first. But as soon as he starts killing the 20th and the 19th ones, he starts actually losing the meat and potatoes of that unit's damage output. Doesn't give a shit about the flesh borers. He's just going to regen them next turn with the Tervigan. And he's going to have another 10 ablative wounds to chew through before he starts killing Devourers. So he needs to probably commit more than he's committing to them right now. So we'll see what happens. Yep, so he's still dialing up shurikens. Another one down, so now he's going to be... So there's 1 more. Yeah, that's it. All the flesh borers are gone, so he's going to start picking up Devourers now. And good for the Tyranny player, playing with movement trays, the only way to fly. If you're going to start with playing with this many guys, only way to go. Yep. So another 3 down. Yeah. So he's just explaining to his opponent how he can only... So Basti was just asking, you can't get these guys back, can you, for the Devourers? He's like, nah, I can only regen Flesh Borers. So we can add 10 Flesh Borers back to that unit, but you can't add any more Devourers. So once Devourers gone, he can't get them back. It's a cool little trick he's got there, a little combo. I just wish Tervigans were better, because a lot of the time you're just better off taking Tervigan's price in more gaunts than you are taking a Tervigan. Because you come against one like Castellan and he's just like, dead. Might as well not brought it. And then, funnily enough, when that Tervigan dies, it kills a bunch of fucking Tervigans with it. So, Termagants. When a Tervigan dies, it kills a bunch of Tervigans with it. You know what I mean. You understand what's going on. So we've got some rules calls going on with the Jeremy Martino and Matthew McMillan game. Nothing heated, guys. Nothing all that interesting. Tell me later. I don't want to know now. Nothing like some nerd dramas. There is no dramas, by the way. Just joking. All right, looks like we are shooting with guys inside. This Star Weaver's just opening up. It's got a couple of fusions in there. He no longer needs to shoot this unit. This unit's just going to auto pop from morale, so they're already gone. So putting any more fire into them is just wasted shots. So just culling down on some gargoyles. There's no reason not to. No, literally no reason to put any more shots into those Hornets. They're already dead. You got some gargoyles getting picked up. 1, 2, 3. 3 going from that unit. See, now, an interesting thing Bastian wants to do is technically already gotten 1 kill, and he's got Butcher's Bill, so he needs to pick up another kill somewhere in this turn. Now, he's taking chunks out of these 2 other big units, but funnily enough, he doesn't want to kill all that many, because these units are quite easy for him to pick up with his anti-horde firepower, with his Skyweavers, Starweavers, etc. in combat. He doesn't want to pick. If I was him, I wouldn't want to pick up too many more gargoyles. Fire Guy 84. So this is Sebastian Ulrichs versus Stuart Murray. Yep. So versus Stuart Murray, this is Harlequins versus Tyranids. Pure Harlequins versus pure Tyranids. So both these armies can be souped up to the teats, but neither of them are. So I like that, so I chucked it on. Because next game we're going to be putting on some slam dunk and crazy ass top medalists. Yep. So it looks like we've got some more gargoyles being picked up. Yeah, like I said, he might not want to pick up a huge amount of these gargoyles and leave just a couple of stragglers there for him to pick up later, because then he's not doubling down on his Butcher's Bill. He's leaving himself easy Butcher Bills and easy kills to pick up later. So we know that his opponent has 2 kills though. So we know there's a Star Weaver got picked up and a troop unit got picked up at the Tyranids phase. So they need to pick up 3 kills to get the bonus point. So it's interesting to see how he's going to weigh this. Is Butcher's Bill more important than getting the kill more, or other way around, or neither, and just do both, or just clear as much shit as you can turn 1, just so you get an early points lead. It's probably the way to go. But look, some people do make some interesting decisions. If you look at if you turn your eyes to the lovely brand spanking new objective markers. They're for sale, $40 each. Sorry, $40 for a set of 6. Message us on the Facebook page if you're interested in any of those. I'm not going to do a huge sales pitch. They're neoprene, they're gorgeous, they're numbered, they're exactly the right size. Hit us up, $40 for a set of 6. Hit us up on the Facebook page. We'll sort you out, get your order shipped off to you as soon as possible. So we're just done. Looks like we're just done a charge with what looks to be the Solitaire. Because he's trying to get. He looks like he's trying to get around them, and that might be because he wants to get the Star Weavers in front of the Solitaire, so that once if those guys do die, he has to smite through the Sky Weavers or shoot through the Sky Weavers before he gets to smiting out the Solitaire. That's probably the easiest way to get rid of the little bastard. He's got like 6 wounds with 3+ invuln. Just chucking like 2 or 3 smites on him and just taking him out, I think is absolutely the way to go. So it looks like a hell of a, it looks like there's a lot of Tyranids missing from this board. Keep in mind though, he has got a Trigon Prime and 20 Devilgons to still come up, and Bassie's backfield is wide open. He hasn't left much on this, so this objective is the one that I'd be investing in. It looks like he's only got a character that he's left there. It looks like there's just 1 character there. So dropping those guys down, putting probably the Devilgons here, the Trigon Prime 9 inches away, see if you can make that charge in there. And then you're getting Cronus Huguenots on the board, because that's a Cronus Patrol detachment, which will shut down a lot with will shut down a lot of his psychic power. So you bring those guys out. Devil Gaunt's there. Invest some fire into these Skyweavers, these Starweavers. Skyweavers, yeah, Skyweavers. Skyweavers, Starweavers, whatever. The non-transport ones, the Blacks with the Haywire, invest some fire into them. It'll be 63 shots each for Devours, so 60 strength 4 shots. That'll do some legit work on a unit of Skyweavers. So, yeah, it looks like we've only got 3 or 4 Gargoyles left in that unit, and there's 1, 2, 3, 4, and there's only 7 Devourers left in the Termagants unit. So, the thing is here, if he had picked a Reaper, he would have, so he's got 1, 2, he would have picked up the unit of 20 Hormigans gone automatically. He's already picked up 22 of the Termagants, and he's picked up 7 of them. So he's close to, he's already passed his 20, yeah, he's already passed his second Reaper point. He would already be past his second Reaper point by now, whereas he does not have a Butcher's Bill point yet. So he'd have 2 Reaper points as of right now, and he would have, but right now he still hasn't got a second. Sorry, he still hasn't got a second kill for Butcher's Bill. So that might have been the right choice, because now they're mutually exclusive. I don't think you can score. I don't know. Someone said they fixed it. Actually, let's have a quick look. I've got the place pack right here. Did they fix Butcher's Bill? For every 20 models, so the Reaper reads, for every 20 models destroyed, earn 1 point. If you can count models when they're destroyed, in the instances of models coming back into play, they've been destroyed in the course of the game, blah, blah, blah. Destroyed models are allowed to accrue points for the Reaper and any other secondary mission regardless of asterisk except for marked for death. Yeah, so look, they still score both. And seeing as there's a presence of the Turvagon, 100% will done Reaper. Because the Turvagon is going to bring you back models to kill every turn. And they're flesh borer models. You don't give a shit. Like, kill the Devourers down to 2 or 3 dudes left and let him keep bringing out 10 Termagants, 10 flesh borer Termagants every turn. Keep picking them up. You'll accrue that Reaper. He's halfway to his 3rd Reaper point already at the bottom of turn 1. So legit, he would max that out probably end of turn 2, if not the end of turn 3, 100%. Whereas Butcher's Bill, who knows? You know, Butcher's Bill's wonky. Alright, so we're into the combat phase. This is the Solitaire doing his... It looks like he's already done his attacks. Unfortunately, I missed that. And he's doing his attacks into... Yep, so one's gone through. He's doing his 3 6-ups. So there's 1 left on 1 wound. So he does have Kegarax Rage. He's doing 3 damage here. Yep, so they have to do this one at a time because we've got the Leviathan saves. Leviathan saves are probably already saved. So he passed one of his Leviathan saves for that last unit of 3 wounds that went through on that one guy. So I think the sum total of that Solitaire was 2 dead. So that Solitaire went in, blitzed, did his 10 attacks, and only killed 2 Zoes, which, look, I thought realistically he kills 2 or 3. But I did that forgetting about the Leviathan save. Leviathan save just makes that really wonky. You never know which way it's going to go. So now he's got his Skyweavers. These 2 Skyweavers have made contact with the Devourers. Looks like he's just all-inning. He hasn't done any charges here. He hasn't bothered because he knows this unit of Hormigans is essentially already gone. And maybe he has thought ahead and he is saving those Gargoyles for a later Butcher's Bill. Because right now, he's still, at this point right now, he hasn't picked up a single kill. Technically, at the end of this turn, no matter what happens, those Hormigans are going to pop. But he still needs to source his 2nd kill, which should be this unit of Devouragons. Because he hasn't charged the Gargoyles, so he's going to leave them there. So, but yeah, 2 Skyweavers against 6 Gaunts. I don't think they die, because they are fearless. And they're going to have a 6-up. Yeah, I don't think they die. So he's paying for the Solitaire to fight again. Yep, so the Solitaire's fighting again. He's just paid the command points. I think that costs 2 or 3 points. It costs 3 points to everybody else, so I'd assume it's 2 points. And he is... putting the solitaire into the zoanthropes again. He's probably not happy with how he went first time, and he's probably, if I was him, but I'm pretty sure that solitaire is going to pop next turn, and he needs to get value out of him now, otherwise he's not going to be the next turn. And he's just such a valuable tool. Like, why wouldn't you just do everything in your power? So he's got another 5 wounds through. Yep, so everyone he fails needs to do 3 6-up saves. So there's 1 down, and he's got 4 more 3-up invulns. Last one. Yeah, he failed the 1 out of 5. So yeah, for the sum total of attacking twice, he killed 3 zoanthropes. And look, that's just how swinging a 3-up invuln is, guys. Sometimes you just make them all. Oh, he's got a neurothrope in there as well. All right, so it was 4 zoethropes and a neurothrope. Maybe Basti would have been better putting all those attacks into the neurothrope in that second round, because that guarantees him a kill this round to equal out the 2 kills that his opponent got, gets him his Butcher's Bill, and gets him a Headhunter point. So if I was him, I think that might be a mistake. He should have put that second round of attacks straight into that neurothrope. Unless he didn't declare him as a charge. And that's the only reason he wouldn't have. Yeah, that's the only reason he wouldn't have, is if he couldn't. Alright. So yeah, the Hormigans have popped. And they're probably going to be updating their scores now. So we'll give you the proper picture at the end of turn 1. And looks, just to give you guys a quick update, this game has been going for 1 hour and 20 odd minutes, and we just finished turn 1. So I might give these guys a little kick up the arse at the end of the next turn, depending on where they're at then. If they play through this next turn really quick, I won't say anything. But yeah, if not, I'll just let them know. Move it along, gentlemen. Just move along. Gently prod them along. Okay. What else can I tell you about? Who's got some cool competition ideas? We always got the bits. If anyone wants to chuck in some bits, donate bits through Twitch, we can use that as a competition to give away one of the prizes. Whoever gives away the most bits by the end of the weekend, or whoever gives the most bits by the end of the day, we will chuck you one of the 3 prizes. Naturally, you get your choice of which 3 you want. See if that gets off the ground. Okay, so yeah, he's checking his range for his 9 inches to see where he can put stuff up. How you guys liking this game? What do you guys think? Opinions, I need them. Okay. Okay, looks like we've had the 10 Fleshbore Termagants respawned. Where else are we going? Look like Basti has gone to the loop. And his opponent's just going into his movement phase. Well, the scores, so Sebastian scored only 2 points. He got a kill and a hold in that turn, whereas his opponent got, should have been on more points for getting Killmore. And yeah, should be on 1 more point for Killmore. So I'll get him to fix that up when he gets back. CP hasn't been updated either, and I know for a fact Sebastian has spent some because he attacked again. So I'll also get him to touch up on that, and we'll get a nice clear picture of where the game state's at. right. Can you update the end of round scores?
I have done,
Yeah, so he should be on 5 points, yeah, because he got Killmore.
I didn't move much. I spawned some more into that unit.
Yeah, he hasn't cheated much. I've been watching. Cheeky. Yeah, they haven't enough.
Just 10 comes on, it's not like 7.
Yep, so they say they have updated. So maybe he got his 2 kills. They're even on kills, even on holds. So yeah, no one gets kill more, no one gets hold more. Only discrepancy I'd say now was the CP, because I know Basti has spent more than 8. Because yeah, have you updated your CP, Basti? He's not listening. I don't want to make him listen. That's fine. Has anyone got any preferences for the kind of lists they'd like to see next? Because we'll have a couple of options. So I'll be picking a game out of the top 3 tables. So first, second, or third. And whoever has the most appealing army, or whoever you guys want to see the most. Like, is there a list? Go to the lists on Down Under Network. So Down Under Pairings. Have a gaze at some of the armies that are here. And of the guy at the end of this game, when you see the rankings come up, have a look at some of the lists. Is there anyone you guys really like? Shoot us a message. Give us your preference. And yeah, if I can put them on, I'll put them on. Might as well give you the people who are giving me your time. I might as well give you guys what you guys want to see. Good call, Mandalore Knight. It's because I'm not playing my Templars. It's because I'm streaming. Otherwise, I'd be those Black Templars, man. They'd be right up there. Be crushing it. Just putting everyone to pasture. All right. So looks like. It's an interesting choice of placement. Ah, okay. He's got a Gene Stealer node there, I believe, and he's just used that to bring these 15 Gene Stealers on at this point. He's still heavily investing in this. He's still heavily investing in this half of the board. Heavily investing. I'd be very surprised if he even moves another model into this kind of quadrant. I'm interested to see where his Trigon and his Devourers are going to pop up from. Yeah, any other mono factions? Look, I put these 2 on because they're mono faction, and I feel like that's what the people want to see. But towards the end of the games, genuinely people want to see the top players, people who are doing the best, the armies that are crushing it. I'll have a look through. And see if there are any lists that really jump out at me. Yeah, it's a bit of a shame how there are a couple of GSC players. I can see if any of those are available they could jump on. So we've got an hour and 20 minutes left. Basti, Sean, did you guys hear that? Hour and 20 minutes left?
Sorry?
Hour and 20 minutes left.
Yep.
So the TOs just came over and told everybody except the stream table that there's an hour and 20 minutes left, so I had to make sure they knew as well. Because it seems a bit rude. I'm just going to... have a gaze. Yeah, see, it's very weird to me that the new player wouldn't try and get everything on the other side of the board. Where's he? Yep, so here's the Trigon. The Trigon has been placed. It's down here. And he's going to have 20 Double Grons here. And like I thought, his best target for the Double Grons is probably going to be these mob. But I think the Trigon's quite far away from that charge. I think that might be more than 9 inches. The good thing about that, though, as long as you're 9 inches away, all those Devil Grunts are going to be right in range. The game between Dean Sinbeck and Kieran Howard seems to be going all right. The only thing I'd note that really stands out to me there is the fact that Kieran Howard has 4 knights still left on the table, which usually can't mean good things for your opponent, considering they should be turn 2 or turn 3 by now. And if he still has 4 knights left, genuinely, you probably win a game. But this Dean's a pretty competent player. He's playing demons. And it looks like he has quite strong board control, and he's kept Kieran bottled up in his back lines. Whereas the game between Jeremy Marigold and Matthew McMillan, not quite sure how that one's going, but Jeremy doesn't look too happy. Joshua Brody versus Tim Roberts. No idea what's going on there. It's a bit far away. Tim is sitting down. Josh is standing up. Maybe that means something. Maybe it doesn't. It seems an interesting choice by me to dedicate 15 Gene Stealers popping up to killing that Solitaire. When it looks like he has a Broodlord there, the Neurothrope and the Zoanthrope there. So he can put 3 smites into there without... and even then he can just charge him. But the Broodlord versus Solitaire is not a bad matchup. The only fear would be then that if the Broodlord fails, the Solitaire just kills him. Or the Solitaire fights on death and kills him anyway. So, looks like we're into the shooting phase, which doesn't mean, it means there wasn't nothing really of note happened in the psychic phase, from what I can say. Yep, looks like 10 of something. Maybe he's rolling Devil Gaunts, but this would be nowhere near, unless he's doing three or 4 rounds of rolls. Yeah, it looks like he's doing Devil Gaunt, so he's rolling 3 or 4 rounds of the same dice. Yep. So I'm guessing this would be the Devil Gaunts from the Skyweavers. So that's this unit shooting against the Skyweavers here. Realistically, he probably doesn't do that much. I mean, if Basti really wanted to, he could have spent a CP and made them -2 to hit, meaning gets hit on 6s by them, in which case he can just ignore. He doesn't even worry about it. I'm not going to do enough. And now he can turn around. I'm not sure how he goes against the Trigon Prime, but he certainly turns around and he can pick up most, if not all, of those Devil Gaunts. The Trigon Prime is a bit of a worry. It can be pretty savage in combat. I just wish that invulnerable save. It seems pretty lame that all these Tyrannid big Gribblies don't have invulnerable saves and they just die in any old thing. They're just not that tough. So we're about to roll some saves. Yes, he's a couple of guys have died, so now he's going to shoot back. Looks like 3 of them have died. Wow, that's pretty bad luck. Yeah, it looks like he lost a couple of Starweavers there. How many did he lose? 1, 2. 3. Wow, that was a very good volley. Very good volley from those Devouragons. I wouldn't have thought they would have done that much. Devour was 2 or 3 shots. 3 or 4 shots, guys. Yeah, are they 3 or 4 shots? Because it looked like he rolled those dice 4 times. In which case, the math gets really weird. He could have done like 25 hits, winning on 4s, 13 wins, but then he would have had to have failed 12 saves. Just doesn't make it. Just that many guys dead just doesn't make any sense unless Basti just rolled horrifically. Yep, so we've got the Hive Guard shooting. And looks like he just popped a Skyweaver. Sorry, a Starweaver. Just got popped from the Hive Guard because he rolled 2d3 damage and he rolled 6. So one of the Starweavers has gone down to the Hive Guard, which are situated here. So they've got range to like probably about there pretty easily, and they're legit. You know, they can shoot twice with a stratagem. Yep, they're getting out. Did you lose any? I don't believe they lost any to the detonation, explosion, whatever. Yeah, see, it doesn't look like there's much on the board for Basti, but all these vehicles are full of 5, if not 6 or 7 guys, because he's got a bunch of characters as well. So it looks like there's 6 guys getting out of there. So I'm assuming there'd be maybe the troop master in there, or there'd be a shadow seer. I mean, so he doesn't have any. So this unit of Devil Gaunts is still tied up in this combat. He didn't fall back, whether that was by design or not. He should have fallen back. Maybe he just forgot, which would be pretty bad. Yep. So it looks like we might have a go backsies. Because he forgot to smite with his Broodlord. So he's going to smite his Broodlord into the Solitaire. Oh yeah, so now he's rolling to see if anybody are dead. There's 6 of them. Yeah, wow, he lost 2 guys on the explosion. Well, so, you know, when a vehicle dies on a 1, he rolled 2 1s, and then neither of them shot. So that's pretty bad. That's like, 40 points of nothing just happened.
Yeah, so what's like how do you use your slide?
Looks like we're going back. We're backtracking. Looks like he forgot the psychic phase and he's going back to it, which is a little bit embarrassing. That's not too bad. As long as both players are okay with it, I'm okay with it. It never bothered me. As long as literally, that's my stance on all games we stream. If the players don't have a problem with what's going down, we shouldn't either. Unless it's really drastic, like they're colluding. Collusion is never cool. Wow, looks like he's lost a Skyweaver there to a smite into the combat.
The Neurotrack's going to smite him. 6.
He got a D6 smite off, guys. He just rolled over a 10 for that. He's just done 4 mortal wounds to the Solitaire. Wow. That is ferocious. Looks like a couple of things are falling right in the Tyranids' way. I still think this is very winnable for either player. Yep, so now we're back into the shooting phase. So that Solitaire's got 1 wound left. Looks like we've got some. That was the Rupture Cannon, 4 up saves. 2 of them go through. Wow, I think he just popped another Star Weaver. Yeah, some things are really falling into place now for the Tyranid player. And saying that, both these players need to speed up. Both these players need to speed up real bad because we've got about 40 minutes left. No, sorry, we've got an hour left. But still, this is the top of turn 2, guys. So, yep, another Skyweaver just got polished off. Starweaver just fucking two. Ugh. Turns out 2 names is 1 more than I'm able to handle. It didn't explode. It doesn't look like anybody's died. Looks like we're going straight into the combat phase. So that Solitaire's probably going to go down. He's going to put a Stinger Salvo that he's forgot about from his Tervigon. So just to let you guys know, oops. So there was 3 dead Skyweavers from here. There's 1 dead and some wounds done on this one. There is 1 missing from that unit, and then there was 2 Starweavers that have both been popped with 2 guys dead there. That's a big turn for not the combat phase. That's a big shooting and psychic turn, man. Really, really big. And then this guy is about to go as well. So look, I'm worried that Basti's not going to have enough to contend after this turn's finished. He's nearly got to commit. He has to commit everything. He's got 1 untouched Skyweaver here, Starweaver, full of troops, and he needs to get that out and just absolutely kill something. He can just fly it over here if he wants to, and put all those fusion pistols into here. But then what's that really accomplishing? It just gets shot down by all the Devilgrons just kill it next turn, and then everything inside just dies for the Trigon. So I don't think that's a good play. He might just have to give up his backfield and just go straight for the guts. Start picking up all those. Well, he should get Butcher's Bill next turn. There's a couple of easy kill points for him to pick up wherever he wants, but he needs to go and start getting some headhunter points, start getting some characters. And so, yeah, some big game hunters as well, because he hasn't come close to killing a big character yet. Just based on that big turn, I think the Tyranids look pretty commanding. Yep, so they're just trying to work out how many inches they need to get up. So across, up, and across. So they're just doing some wobbly model. So the Broodlord's connected with the Solitaire, and so is a bunch of the Gene Stealers, but he's not bothering to move them up there because of wobbly model, and it's just going to confuse things. So I think they've just decided about 6 Gene Stealers are going to get to attack. 4 to 6 Gene Stealers. What do I think their problem is to play faster? I think they're literally just their actions. So they're not. They are not. They're just legit not doing things fast enough. They're just their basic actions. So, and they are going back and forth a little bit. It might be that these gentlemen aren't that familiar with games at this level, games on a clock. Naturally, when I just pluck out a game out of the ether of two armies that look around about similar, you never quite know what you're going to get. Ergo, Forrest Gump. But so he's just rolled his Broodlord. He had 6 attacks, hitting on 2+. He's rolled 3 1s. And he's got 2 wounds against the Solitaire, 3 up in bombs. Looks like he's going to. Yep, looks like he's going to either pay to reroll one of them or he's going to pay to fight when he dies. So it looks like the solitaire is still there. So he must have re-rolled one of the dice for the saves, and he's got a 3+ invuln. So it's realistically you roll it if you want to keep it alive. Yeah, it looks like Basti's just lost him. He's just gone down. Basti did his attacks back, and the Brood Lord survived. So there you go. So he's just doing his make-believe 3-inch. Look, everything's kind of going against the Harlequin player at this moment. He's failed a lot of saves. Everything's just kind of going against him. And see, this is the problem with Harlequins, guys. You are so elite, and you are literally, your whole army hinges on 4+ on a 4+ invulnerable save. That's not good enough. Literally what you're doing is you're making your guys essentially like the same value as 2 wounds. At 2 wounds for their defensive profile, 4+, whatever. They're still too expensive. They still don't actually do enough. They're very killy. They're very flexible, but they just fucking die. They just die. Poor Harlequins, guys. I think that honestly their faction needs a couple more units just to round them out. Give them Wraithguard. I think someone mentioned it to me on our Discord chat. I wish they had Wraith constructs. Give them Wraithguard. Give them a hardy Anvil unit. Something to build a list around. Something like to play defensive. Because at the moment, Harlequin armies can't play defensively. Because if you sit back, even against a medium tier shooting army, you get your ass handed to you. You get absolutely destroyed. They just bait out your lightning fast reflexes, and then they punt out 2 other units. And you have no long range firepower to speak of. That's going to threaten any serious armies. Like, how do you kill a knight from range? Like from outside 24? You can't. Yeah, Haywire is literally all you got. Haywire and fusion pistols, both of them are short range. So yeah, I really think Harlequins need like 1 or 2 more units just to flesh out their army selection and let them actually have well-rounded armies that can play in multiple phases of the game. Basti's got a bit of a defeatist look about him right now. We just had the scores uploaded, so another 4 points on the board for Stuart. That is a kill and hold, and I would assume... Actually, I'm just going to pull it up and see what the breakdown is. Da-da-da. By the power of Grayskull, I will show you this game. Or I will have a look at this game. Quality. Nothing but quality, guys. So, turn 2 scores have not been input yet. So for either player, first player. So it's Gangbusters. So he's maxed out. No, sorry, he's got 2 points for Gangbusters, 1 point for Winding Lines, 1 point for Old School, and this turn you got a kill and a hold. So there's so he scored another 4 points this turn, and realistically, I think he's probably getting. Let's look at this game state. So he's not going to get hold more once again, but it is possible for Basti to get hold more. If he decides to clear this unit of gargoyles, he will get hold more, which is quite realistic and very, very doable. Jumping these Harlequins over here, putting the fusion pistols into this Turbogon, gets him big game hunter point, gets him a headhunter point as well. No, I don't think he can get headhunter and big game hunter. So it gets him a hold more though, gets him a kill, and then wiping out these Termagants as well, wiping out those gargoyles unit. That'll get him kill more, that'll get him Butcher's Bill. So that's a big play. There's 3 units there that are very killable, and oh wow, it looks like his Trigon has made the charge as well. So yeah, Trigon's made his charge. Here comes the Trigon Prime. So set attacks into the bike. He's trying to finish off that unit. Hit on 3s. He's got 5 hits. Win on 3s. He's got monster siding turns, so I think he gets rerolls to win here. So 4 wounds, 4 up in Vons, 3 up. Do he have to attack back? It does. Okay, there's the last one of that bikes. That bike unit has been cleared. He still has his single bike. Still got a single bike here, and still got 3 from this unit here. Apart from that, the bikes are dwindling pretty significantly. Yeah, look, I think this is looking pretty bad for Basti. We've got an hour left in this round, give or take, probably about 50 minutes realistically. Does it make it there? I'm not sure if Basti makes a part out of the next turn, but he does have some plays. He does have quite a few plays. That's one good thing about Harlequins. You're always kind of in it with a chance. The problem is though, it might not be a good one. So we've got a Skywaver here full of guys. We've got a 3-man troop unit, a couple of characters. 3-man troop unit, couple of characters. Yeah, look, he still actually has quite a bit of damage here that he can invest in places. It's realistic that he could completely get rid of this middle board. And look, I think these bikes need to go get their Hive Guard. The Hive Guard can't be there next turn. The bikes pull down the Hive Guard. Yeah, look, the way I think the mistake was made was going after the Zoanthropes. He under-invested into the Zoanthropes. And he kind of wasted his. Well, I don't know if you'd say he wasted his Solitaire, but his Solitaire could have been held until this turn, and could have gone in, attacked twice, killed all 20 of those Devil Gaunts, something like that, or gone in and killed that Trigon, etc. Did he go too hard? Look, he came in and he did a lot of damage. He didn't finish off enough units though. To my mind, he either should have invested more in killing and wiping the Zoanthropes out, or wiping out this unit of Devil Gaunts here. The Hormagaunts there were pretty much already dead. They were already dead the first time he shot at them, so no more investment there was needed. But yeah, look, he's still in a game, guys. I might be downplaying this a little bit too much. He's still probably in this game. He just needs to make every decision right from this point. Needs to be spot on. He can't make another mistake. Another mistake with Harlequins from this point is just game losing. I'm going to actually say this game isn't over right now. We just had some more points added, so it's 9 points to 2 right now. Yeah, I'm going to say this game isn't over yet. I'm just going to hold my breath and say, because if Basti makes every decision right here, he picks up the Tervigon, picks up the Devil Gaunt, picks up the Gargoyles, picks up or ties up the Hive Guard, and then he has literally this bit of the table is all his. So I think he can. So if he has troops in here and he wants to get hold more this turn, all he does is he brings his troops out and he puts them on that objective. He gets that one, gets that one, gets that one. He's got hold more. As for the kills, what did he lose? He lost his Solitaire. He lost a unit of bikes. And he lost 2 Skywavers, so it's 4. So realistically, it is possible for him to get it, but how much he wants to invest in it, I don't know. There's a unit of Harlequins. They've just moved over there. They're the ones that are going to go charge those Hive Guard. That is the right play, absolutely right fucking play at this point. So he's probably not going to kill the Hive Guard with those guys, but he can easily kill what's left of the Gargoyles there. I'm not sure what his chances are of killing Tervigon. If he falls back, he should be able to kill all those Devil Gaunts. It's just where he decides to put his pressure. He still has quite a few units, but man, it is pushing uphill at the moment. Weird positioning by both players. There are so many units here. We've got just this cluster, yeah. We've got 3 characters, a unit of Gargoyles, a unit of Zoanthropes, and a unit of Gene Stealers. Right there. Like if I had a Horde army right now, I just line off this, because maybe they're playing us in fast. But if not, I just go inside it. I'll line that off, and I forget about that whole section of the board. I just play on those 3 objectives that I've got. Yalthraga, Harlequins. I don't know if Harlequins can not commit early. I think I said it before. Harlequins have such diminishing returns, like such massive diminishing returns, that if you don't commit early, you just lose. You just lose without having pulled the trigger, and you feel shit. You feel really shit, like you've not even played the game. Whereas I think if you pull the trigger early and you mix things up, I think it's the better way to go. But you need to be really on point with where you invest what you've got, because you don't have a lot of anything. You don't have a hell of a lot of shooting. You don't have an overwhelming amount of combat like orcs, like gene stealers, like gene stealer cult. You don't have overwhelming numbers of anything. So you need to be very, very selective with where you decide to put your resources. Yeah, it looks like he's going to invest some shots into this Tervigan. He's moving up this troop, take up this place. They're probably within 6 inches. He gets some fusion pistol shots, and then maybe they just put the fusion pistol shots in there, and then they clear off the gargoyles above them, which is probably a good way to go. Looks like he's still got one character here. Looks like he's doing that advance now. He's jumped all the way over, possibly to get another fusion pistol in range. See, I really think one of these characters should have gone back onto this objective. So that freed up this unit of Skywavers to either pressure and kill out all these guys with the charge, or to dive in and commit to the Devil Gaunts. I think that's actually quite a bad mistake there, because that is a lot of firepower there, and a lot of good charge potential that he's not using in exchange to use one character. So that's if he doesn't abandon that. He could abandon that objective, and so because no one's on it, so he just holds this one, he holds this one, and he still gets hold more. So maybe he does that. Who's still with us? Who's enjoying the journey so far? What do you think of this solo man coverage? Like, I'm a bit iffy on it. Like, I think the more people and the more input, the more opinions you have into content like this, the better it is. And I've never actually seen anybody fly solo like I'm doing right now, and so I don't know what it's like. I don't know what it's like for the viewers. Is this enough content? Have I got enough interaction? Am I talking enough and giving you guys enough insight to make this interesting? Please let me know. I'm really interested. And if it's no, like, legit tell me no, it is. Because in the future, we will rather, because me and Diffie, we hold ourselves to pretty high standards. We would rather not put out shit content than put out shit content. Like, we'd rather not put out no content than shit content. So if this is really subpar, this one-man show, if I'm not doing a good enough job, please let me know. And we won't do this in the future. Looks like we've still got one character remaining there on that objective. I don't know if that's OBSEC or if that's there just to deny his opponent. Because if he's contesting that one and holding these two, he still gets hold more. So look, he should get hold more this turn. Killing 5 units for him though might be the bit where he falls down, because the opponent got really Stuart got really lucky and killed 4 units in his turn. Doing that back the other way, I'm not sure. Looks like he's disembarking his troops out of this Starweaver. So he can move out 3, so he gets 3 inches out plus the length of his base, which these guys are on 30. I think they're on 32s. Harlequins are on 32s, yeah. They're on 30s, whatever. They're on Southern. No, they're on 25s. I can't tell. Whatever. They get out the length of the base, then they can move their 8 inches, then they can advance. So you can slingshot out of your transports pretty far. Okay, so he's decided he's going to go around here. Looks like he is going to all in on the Tervigan. He realizes it's Big Game Hunter or Headhunter potential. Taking Big Game Hunter and Headhunter, I think, was a mistake, because they are mutually exclusive. You can't score them both off the same unit. Just going to double check that. No, Big Game Hunter don't and Kingslayer. So Big Head Hunter and Big Game Hunter do not have the asterisks next to them. Sorry, other way around. So I'll read this out to you. Secondary objectives marked with an asterisk stack and may be scored concurrently with other objectives. Unless so marked, no secondary objective may be scored concurrently with any objective. So no, you cannot do Headhunter and Big Game Hunter on the same model. So yeah, picking those both in this game, considering that 2 of those Big Game Hunter points were both characters, might have been 3 are characters, with being the Malanthrope, the Turvagon, and the Trigon Prime. Yeah.
But then we said,
Yep, so we've got some psychic powers coming up. He's got a smite. Yep, he's just failed because he rolled a 5 and he's in Shadow Wars Warp range, so that thing's paying out already. Casting Shards of Light, he rolled a 10. Yep, so he's done Shards of Light on the Tyrannofex, which is an interesting choice. I would have thought he'd be doubling down and putting as many wounds on that Turvagon as he can, because another side effect of getting that guy down means that he pops and he'll kill some of the Gaunts in this combat. But also, I've noticed he didn't fall back with this guy, so he mustn't be planning to shoot into that combat at all and put any fire into them. So that's an interesting choice. Just looking over to the Kieran Howard and Dean Sinbeck game, looks like there's 2 knights that are down, and there's another knight that is completely encased in bloodletters, which cannot be a good thing. The Jeremy Marigold and Matthew McMillan game, I have no idea what's going on. And Tim Roberts versus Josh Brody, I don't think it's going well for Tim. But I can still see some Sky Rays, still see some Hammerheads on the board, so I can't be all that bad. We're straight into the shooting phase now. For Basti, let's call this. Yeah, if that's what you guys like, whichever player wins here, I'll bring him on if you'd like, and we can do a bit of a debrief. Mind you, unfortunately, I don't know if I have another headset ready to go. It should be doable. No, it should be doable. Yeah, should be fine. Just remind me in case I forget, guys, because it's likely. He's in on 3, so he's just dialed up his shots. I believe these will be all the Skyweavers into the Devil Gaunt at the bottom. He really needs those gone. And these will be 3s to pick him up. So I think that's just 6 just get pulled. Yep, 6 just got pulled off the board. It's an interesting. He should have moved off that objective and just charged and killed him, I believe. Although he has almost guaranteed the hold more by not doing it. So we've got some shots. Yep, so he's doing his Curtain 4 relic. Looks like he's going into the Neurothrope or the Broodlord. I know the Broodlord took some wounds. Broodlord took some wounds from the Solitaire when he died, so I will assume that's where his shots are going. He's got 3 wounds at -3, so he's got 5 up in vulnerable saves. Yeah, he did one. We did one wound to the Broodlord. Damn, 3 wounds, five up, in 1, 6 off, feel no pain, 1 wound to go through only. It's pretty bad luck. So he's got 6 shots from the Star Weaver going into the remaining gargoyles. Wounds on 3s. 5 wounds. They'll just have their... No, sorry, they're not -1 unless they're 6s. So 6 by 6. So it looks like he's got 4 dead, which is awesome. So yeah, he's cleared that off. He's going to hold that objective now. So no matter what happens, he's got hold Maul this turn. So we've got 2 fusion pistols going into the Hive Guard at the top, hitting on 3s, wounding on 3s. They got 3 each. So he's got 2d6 damage onto these Hive Guards. So 2 dead, just punked 2 of them out, that's pretty good. This could be the start of the Harlequin resurgence. So he's killed the Gargoyles. He is probably, if he makes the charge, he might as well have killed the Hive Guard because they'll be out of the game. The only problem is this big pocket of death here. This is going to break out next turn. Those Gargoyles, those Gene Seals are going to move in advance. They might not make it to anything really worthwhile. So he's got his Curtain Fall character there. So they probably slingshot around this way if they're anything, or they just go straight through the building, depending on how they've ruled that terrain. And then they just connect with all these trooping characters here, and that could be the end of the game there. Unfortunately for Basti, the few things he could have done to make that less appealing, by like killing the Broodlord so they don't get a buff from the +1 to hit, things like that, he hasn't managed to pull them off. He's got 3 melters going into the Turvagon. Six wounds. He just. What's the long wall term? Stonewall Jackson to 6, and he will get his 6 feel no pains if he remembers. Yep, 6 feel no pains. He saved 4. He saved 4. Oh. Oh. Yeah, Basti's like, there's nothing I can do. It's just like his dice are hot as shit. So it's from 6 damage he did that Turvagon, he did 2. Wow. Ferocious. Scary. He's got 6 shuriken shots going into, I'm not quite sure. Yes, they're just shuriken pistols. Yep, so I think that's the end of the pistols. Jacob, someone right up and cut the man. Yeah, look at it. It's right there. Yeah. He's wearing one of those mullet t-shirts as well. You know those really long t-shirts that are in fashion for some obnoxious reason they're pretty long at the front, but they're even longer at the back. I call them a mullet. I call them a mullet shirt. Well, there's a mullet dresses as well that women wear. Yeah. So Basti Ulrichs, he's well and truly down that hipster route. Surprised he hasn't thrown quinoa at me. He's doing his wearing fashion. I have nothing. So there's a line of Batman Returns from Danny DeVito playing the Penguin. Contempt for the czars of fashion. I think that sums up my opinions pretty nicely. Nice. Yeah, fashion is the dumbest shit ever. The concept of fashion. From above makes a nice little target. Whereabouts are you from, Jane Cobb? Where am I talking to you from? Well, sorry, other way around. You know what I mean. Yeah, we've got some charges going into that Turvagon. Oh, I was going to ask him, how many wounds left on the Turvagon? Between Seattle and Vancouver. So are you in America or in Canada? Also, we had some of your, I guess, brethren on earlier today. We had Colin Sherman and Mitch Pelham from Best in Faction, and we had Jim Vessel from Canhammer and Adepticon of Fame on this morning. Good dudes, very good dudes. I've been friends with Mitch for quite a couple of months now. First time interacting with Colin, probably. Yeah, good guys, very switched on. Yeah, Mugu. Mugu's a store, yeah. Mugu's a club that grew out of a really good store, a community-based store. So yeah, nothing but respect if that's the case. I reckon that's amazing. Yes, I was on their podcast. Yeah. So it's a pretty good episode, you know. You should go check it out, guys. There are 2 now. Wow, just a powerhouse in Seattle. If it is in Seattle, I've got no idea. Could be some random suburb I've never heard of. Nope, north. Okay, fair enough. Yeah. Oh, really? Games Workshop is cheaper than your other retails over there. That's interesting because over here it's the other way around. So we've got a mob called Guff who run a game store. It's got everything. It's got Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh and all that crap. And they sell G-Dub at a discount, whereas G-Dub in their own brick and mortar stores are more expensive than the resellers. Sorry, you know what I mean. Friendly local gaming store. It's very interesting that model. So we've got some termagants have been picked up. Looks like there's 3 of them from that middle unit. Now it's very important. So Muga's 20% off G-Dub. Yeah, see that makes a lot more sense. Because I was like, wow, that's bizarre. G-Dub's cheaper than the other mob. So these are the attacks going into the Turvagon. If he pulls this down now, he can reliably pop quite a few more of those termagants. 6 is to wound. That's rough. Where else to wound? There's 4 wounds at -2 on that Turvagon. So he's failed 3 wounds from the caresses or the kisses. I can't remember which one we're else to wound. Looks like he has taken a couple, but it doesn't look like he's dead. He's got a couple of characters to pile in and do their job down there as well. Let's see what happens. It's a pretty sizable lead, like a 7-point lead at this early in the game. And look, and it's early. I mean, they've been playing for 2 hours and 12 minutes, so early in the game just means the game's turn. Like this is the bottom of turn 2, guys. We're 2 hours and 13 minutes into this essentially, and they're the bottom of turn 2. So yeah, like who knows? They've technically got half an hour left. What do you play, Jane? What models, what army are you into? Blood Angels. Nice. I've got a real big soft spot for Flesh Terrors. So I played as a personal challenge, and to be the most specialist of the snowflakes, I played Mono Black Templars for the previous ITC season. I did okay, did respectably, but I didn't crush anything. But I feel kindred some empathy with you, some kindred spirit. Although there are some good Blood Angels units, they're just not a good army, and it seems like there's a lot of those, like Space Wolves. I mean, Dark Angels, Death Watch is the best of the Blood Angel. Of the Space Marines. But yeah, it just seems like there's good power armor units, but there's no good power armor army except for Death Watch now. Looks like we're having some more termagants being picked up. Looks like we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Looks like we've got 8 left. Still got some more attacks to be going in on them. Big stretch, lads. We still got a bit to go. Yeah, Blood Angels, they're so thirsty. They're red thirsty. The zings. This is the quality content. Like this, we're setting the bar so high. There's a gentleman. So I'm going to read. So you're a Blood Angels player. I've got a list for you, baby. I have an absolute list for you. You're out of the pen. That's fair. I'll take it. Was it worth it? Yes. All right, so let's go and we'll have a look at. There's a gentleman's list here. There is a gentleman who's playing mono Blood Angels here, and he deserves your recognition, everybody. He deserves not only your recognition, but he deserves your love and acclaim. Where we got it? Here we go. Harry Stokes, you are a champion. You're an absolute legend. Mono Blood Angels. And this army, it's fucking bad, guys, but I love it. He has Battalion, Brother Corbulo, Libby Dread, 3 units of scouts with sniper rifles. Cool. So far, so good. Corbulo, Devastator Squad. The sergeant in the Devastator Squad, get this, guys, has a fucking hand flamer. Hold the phone, meta breaking. Then he has get this, the next meta buster, a single Vindicare. What a fucking animal. A single Vindicare. This guy's pants probably can't contain these just giant brazen balls. Did I say Vindicare or Vindicator? A single Vindicator. My bad. Then he has a Vanguard detachment with a captain, jump pack, storm shield, thunderhammer. Cool, smash captain. Death Company, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 jump packs. 10 Death Company jump packs. Cool, that's fine. 2 Death Company dreadnoughts. Those boys, they're gonna walk at you. They're gonna walk at you so hard. And then lastly, he has a spearhead. Get this, yeah? The Sanguinor. One of the most eternally gorgeous models G-Dub has ever produced. And then the piece de resistance of this list, yeah? 3 Bile Predators. Like, holy shit, I can't contain my erection. That army just, wow. I wish it would win. I wish it would win this event. I wish it would just give a big middle finger to everybody and just be like, holy crap. Look at that. It is a thoroughly terrible army, Jane Cobb. It is a thoroughly awful in every way army. I fucking love it. I love it to death. I wish that was a good army. That is what, like, a Blood Angels army should look like that. That should be what is good in a Blood Angels army. You know? It has all the elements. Has Bile Preds, has Death Guard, has a bunch of special characters, has their special dreadnoughts. It's, on paper, it's everything you should want to have in a Blood Angels army. And guess what? There's like 2 good units in that. The Death Company and the Smash Captain. Everything else can go. Scouts are fine. Libby Dread's pretty good too, but everything else in there is literally wasted space. I fucking love it. Harry Stokes, you're a legend. Sorry for that interlude, guys. You just deserve to know that. It was so fun. But yeah, man. Yeah, dude. A hand flame on your Devastator squad. He's got 4 las cannons and a fucking hand flamer. Just in case you need it. I fucking love it. So good. Looks like we're just getting the scores updated. Looks like that is the... that is... man. Just giving an update on the scores. Just have updated. So CP, Basti is on 2 left. Stuart is on 6 left. and it is 10-6. So Sebastian picked up 4 points in that turn. He has closed the gap quite a little bit. They're exactly the same on primaries. They're 5-5 on primaries, so the same amount of kills and holes, kills more, holds more. But those secondaries are letting Basti down. His inability to close down those big models, and the fact that he took big game and Headhunter, and there's so many of those guys at cross purpose, I think that's hurt him. I think his one secondary point is literally him just getting his first. I'm just going to pull up the game now. It's literally just him getting his first. Where is it? His first Butcher's Bill, I believe. Turn 2. So Sebastian got kill, hold, and hold more. Stuart got kill, kill more, and hold. Yeah, and he got his one Butcher's Bill. So he got his first Butcher's Bill point. Savage. So what's that unit there? I'm just trying to figure out what this. What is that unit? I think that's one. So it's one unit of 5 gene steals. So he's got 15 gene steals. But he's got them on 3 pads of 5. So he's just moving those around. So there's a troop unit here. There's a troop unit there, and then I think there's characters dotted with that. That Skyweaver's still holding up as well. He's got a character here. Unit of 4 Skyweavers there. They're the ones I believe should have been charging here, and he should have left one of the characters that really added nothing to that combat. Should have left that there, and then these guys would be gone, and he'd be threatening this. He'd be putting the question to this Trigon. Does that Trigon get to stay there, or does it have to respond to the Skyweavers and move off that objective? Because if they stay there, they shoot into it, they probably take a third off it, and then they can go in and take another third off it. If it attacks at its lowest profile, maybe it kills 1 in response. Probably doesn't kill 2. So making it want to charge you and get off that objective is a big deal, especially when you're going second. So if you can pull that guy off to engage in this combat, which would probably be mostly over if you had a charge into him, that offers you up that objective for free. It's not shit. Man, drawing on the screen is so much fun. If anybody looking to support us or get involved, we have a Patreon. It is at some point it'll be sliding across the bottom. Jump on it, sign up for whatever you want. I do weekly Discord chats with all the Patreons. I do list help, advice, all that stuff. Literally, we just sit there and we talk crap and we all hobby together. It's actually a really good time. I highly suggest it. So he's just fallen back with that Turvagon. We also we do a lot of discounts on our merchandise. So things like the objectives, they are much cheaper if you are a Patreon supporter. Things like the merch like these. And so we actually like to stream our Patreon. So our first game we had Rob Lane. Because it's the first game, it has no impact on the wider meta. We can pull any game we want out of the player pool. So if we can put a Patreon on, we will. So usually the first game of any event we stream will be one of our Patreons, just whatever game. We don't touch anything about the pairings. We're just like, oh yeah, just chuck that game that was going to be on table 10, chuck it on table 1. Bada bing, bada boom, we just switch them. And we got to stream our patrons. It's good for them, it's good for us. We love talking to them, we know them, we've got a bit more intrigue, a bit more rapport with them. And it's actually a really good learning tool. If anybody out there can stream your own games, even if there's no commentary or anything, just get an overhead and watch your games back. You will learn an absolute shitload about your movements, how precise you are, and you just get a whole different perspective on the way you play the game. If you're looking to improve and get better, I highly suggest it. I think it's an amazing idea, and a good way to learn a lot about yourself as a player. Last thing, I'll spruik. We've got these. These are the lovely and amazingly designed neoprene objectives we've got. You can see them on the table now. Perfectly 3-inch radius, 6-inch diameter. So if you're touching or on this, you are holding or contesting an objective. Selling $40 Australian. We will ship at your expense internationally. But if you live in if you live in a country where there's good content creators and they're creating products like those, buy from them. Don't buy from us. We love your support and stuff, but we also love supporting the community. We're all about the community, so support your local guys. Canhammer make a very similar product to those. They're actually really cool designed. So if you're in Canada or you're near that area, buy some of their objectives, support those local guys. They're a good group of blokes. Same as for a multitude of different organisations, different groups out there. So he's just spawned his Flesh Borer Gaunts as well. I'd be worried that that's not 2 inches between those two units because they need to maintain coherency because they are the same unit. Because unless you have reinforcement points, you can't create a new unit of termagants. So I'd be worried that that's not 2 inches there. He's going to have a decent sized charge down this building and into these troops. And because of this placement of the gaunts, he's not going to be able to get many guys in. If I was Basti, I'd be double checking that that's 2 inches, that they are in coherency. It could be that they are, and then no harm, no foul, no issue at all. But I'd check there. To me, that looks more than 2 inches. And that would limit the amount of Gene Stealers that are able to get down that building and get into combat, which is very, very pertinent at this point in the game. Changing it from 6 to 7 Gene Stealers getting combat to 3 or 4 is huge difference. Update on the Dean Simbeck and Kieran Howard game. Kieran Howard looks like he's down to his 1 knight left. He has a knight Atropos, which he's been given the 3-up invulnerable save to. Looks like that's his only knight left on the board. Looks like Jeremy Martino is going down in his game versus Matthew McMillan, and I'm not quite sure what's happening in the Josh Brody and Tim Robarts game. Looks like we just had a handshake on the Dean Simbeck game. From the looks of only the 1 knight being left, I would suggest that Dean's gotten up, but I'm not 100% sure. Wait for confirmation of that. Actually, we can look up the scores through the power of the internet. Let us have a look. So Dean Simbeck versus Kieran Howard. It looks like they called the game on... Yeah, this looks like they've called the game turn 2. Looks like they haven't added up the scores entirely yet. But at the end of turn 2, it was 16-4 with Dean getting 4 points for Kingslayer, 4 points for Titan Slayer, because actually he killed 3 knights and he was getting Killmore and Holdmore at will. Getting Killmore versus knights, that's outrageous. Good on you, Dean. Well done. We will just check the scores on a couple of the other big games. I'll check the Tim Robarts, Josh Brody game. Tim Robarts versus Josh Brody. Looks like they are not updating their... Looks like they're just doing a paper score sheet, so they're not updating as they go. That's annoying, but that's okay. That's their prerogative. And last one will be... Where is he? Jeremy Martino versus Josh McMillan. They're up to turn 3, and the scores are 9-8, Josh McMillan's way. So Jeremy doesn't think he's winning, but he's only 1 point down as of this. So unless they haven't been updating properly, doesn't look like there's much in that game, so he could pull that back. Who knows? All right, but back to the action. Where is our feature game? All right, back into it. So it looks like those... So we've got some termagants being picked up. We've got literally 15 minutes left in this game, so it looks like it's probably going to be... Might have to talk out the last of this. Because naturally I need a freaking break, so I'm not, if you guys want to play through, I'm not super willing to push it, but for you guys I'll do it. What's he got? Oh, the Tervigon has just died, and it looks like it took some termagants with it. One moment, I need to find out how that happened. Basti, how did the Tervigon die?
Whenever a model dies on a 4-up, I get to either shoot itself in a shooting face or attack someone. At some point, I'm...
So fusion pistols?
Fusion 6-inch range.
So yeah, it was...
Spend a command point, reroll the 3 damage to 5, and you made 1 fail.
So he lost a bunch of troop to some shooting, and he out of 4+, they get to shoot or fight because they're of the troop form that he has, and he shot a bunch of fusion pistols into the Tervigon and popped him. Yeah, and that Tervigon looks like it took a handful of termagants with him as well. So that is a point for Basti right there, straight off the bat. That is a headhunter or a big game hunter, whichever one he decided to give it to, but it doesn't matter. It's still a point. So 7 to 10. Can he pull this back? It just really depends what he has left after. Well, look, unless these guys speed up, Basti's not going to get his turn. So yeah, these guys really need to put the pedal to the metal because only don't have long left. Yeah, literally 15 minutes left on the clock, and they're top of turn 3. So for those watching at home, play faster. Yeah, easy for me to say though. Although I've never been a slow player. Can't say I've ever been a slow player, guys. I'm just that cool, you know. And lame. So lame. One thing I did note that I forgot to tell you guys, the troop made into contact with that hive guard and punked him out. He is dead. There is no hive guard left. So there's a unit that he needs to take care of. Otherwise, it's going to walk up there and threaten his Malanthrope. And I'm assuming there's going to be he would have left the fusions there. So 3 fusions can pop that Malanthrope in one turn, and then they can charge. Then they can charge and tie up that Tyrannofex. just had a cheeky little discussion. It's like, if I overcharge and kill myself, and I was last minute mutant model in a unit, does that count as a kill? Like, I got a kill in my turn? It's just somebody being funny. So looks like we've got a character or a remnants of a troop unit there. Looks like we've got a couple more there. That Skywaver that was here has been picked up. I have to assume that was via smites. Still got a Zoanthrope and a Neurothrope here. Still got 15 Gene Stealers. Still got, that's the Broodlord there. And still got a unit of Gargoyles that literally hasn't moved after the first turn. They moved on to that objective. That's it. So something has died and something's shooting into a Trigon. So one of these Skywavers just died and he shot into the Trigon, which is an interesting choice. I assume he's doing that because what killed him was the Devil Gorn, so there's no damage reduction you're going to get out of shooting them. So that makes sense. Mental or not absolutely is a huge contributor. So playing faster is a lot of just getting reps down, of knowing where you can save time in your own game. So things like roll all your advances and put the dice in front of them, roll them all, and then go through and move all your units. As long as your opponent's okay with that, no issues. Or you can even roll all your advances, put them in front of your units, and then say, hey buddy, would you mind moving this unit for me? Just going straight forward. Is that a vibe I got? This one? No, it is not. I actually just fell over. Just so happens it was in that shape. I was dressed as Gene Simmons. I'll show you a horrible photo. I was going to a fancy dress 30th. I was dressed as Gene Simmons and I was wearing like 6-inch platforms. I wish they had fish in them that were dead, so I could be Disco Stew. But I did not. So there's a nice picture of me as Gene Simmons. It's pretty good. Had bat wings. That's me being happy with my bat wings. Hey guys, check out my bat wings. Oh yeah, look at that. That's pretty cool. I do have a hefty tongue. It's not quite a Gene Simmons tongue, but it's, you know, I can lick my chin. Just because you guys needed to know that. It's important information for our viewers to see. Funny enough, I can't lick my nose. I can't make it bend that. I don't have enough control to make it bend. It reaches it, but yeah. Mental and Knight's like, not bad. That's a fucking good tongue, Adam. It's awesome. I am single at the moment. But I am single. I'm in the dating scene. So there's some action there, but there's nothing concrete. So I would assume we're still in the shooting phase. There's some wounds. So that one Skyweaver that died, looks like there's some extra wounds being done on another one. There's the dice right there to indicate that. He's looking for the Simon. Simon's just joined us, Big Papa Gojkovic, the last year's ETC captain, and Australian and so ANZ 40k Masters winner from this year, knocking off some unknown tower player in the finals, some scrub. Yeah, he's not worth. Yeah, you don't want to know who it is. Yeah. Funnily enough, though, he did the same guy who lost in the finals of the Masters this year, lost in the finals of the Masters last year. That's just so weird. Mandela, just make sure to clear that up, guys. Just got to clear that up. I'm married. I do find Adam attractive, but I just can't go there, guys. That's literally what he was saying. That's fair enough. Looks like we have had some more. So we've had another Skyweaver picked up from here, and in turn he has shot and picked up some more Devil Gaunts. Into the charge phase. I'm confused. So he just moved his gaunts back so that he could fit more stuff through. It's not allowed. I don't think he's allowed to do that. And I think he's out of coherency. Considerably out of coherency. No worries, Simon. Have a great walk. Hope to see you later or tomorrow. Take care, dude. Have a nice stroll. You weird unit. Weird unit. But yeah, he's just opened that up so we can get the guys through. I wouldn't have let him do that. Yeah, Basty's okay with it. I'm not going to say anything. I'll ask him about it later. But yeah, so he's just charging with his Gene Stealers.
50-50, get charged.
Yeah. And he looks like he's made a big charge. There's a huge charge. Yeah, massive charge. Oof. Hey, Lucky. So guys, just going to mute and get a time check. Oh. Hello. Yeah, he just made a charge from the top of the building. Although he could have been inside the building. So we don't know how they're ruling that. He could have been inside the building and charged through. If they're playing it that it's open and you can go inside it, move through it if you're infantry, then yeah, it would have been quite a small charge. Where are we at here? One sec. For your viewing pleasure and information, there are 7.5 minutes left in this round. Wow, no, he has gone from on top. So he must have got like a 12 on that freaking charge, guys. Maybe he did. Yeah, fair enough. So what's Basti got left? He's got one empty. So he's got one empty Skyweaver here. He's got one in Starweaver, two Skyweavers. He's got a character here that's probably going to get charged by a Trigon and absolutely mulliganed. He's got 3 troop, and he's got whatever's left over here in this kind of maelstrom. Maybe they treat their muzzles trying to charge over. Do you know that would be a cool thing if they did? That would make sense because it's supposed to be this just horde, this living tide coming and eating your face. Fluff, yeah. Have you guys noticed that the game is diverging from the fluff, like almost more than ever before? I'm not sure if it's more than ever before. Like, I can't tell. Part of the old neckbeard in me says it is. Like, we've gone so far from the fluff. But I mean, I guess that's why there's 3 ways to play. That's why it's open as narrative, so you can have a game that's really close to the fluff or thematic. But yeah, so yeah, never mind. Forget everything I just said. Yeah, that but the rules still stand. Yes, I guess so. They are the rules. Looks like we've had quite a few games. Sorry. The core game mechanic. Yeah, they're still. Yeah, they're still. No. The core mechanics don't change. There's nothing that changes in open or narrative. Yeah, e.g. you can't move through your own units. Nothing. Yeah, nothing like that. Nothing drastically changes between modes. It's literally just like the detachment limitations on how many times you can cast spells, use stratagems, etc. Nah, not really. It's more in the scenarios that they're trying to have the fluff in these days. So to try and keep the rule set as clear and concise for everybody, they've made it pretty much the same for everything, and then just change a lot of the outward stuff to make it more acceptable. And but you know, the rules don't change. Everyone plays with the same rules. It's just a lot of the implementation are different, but the missions are drastically different. Like narrative missions are crazy different. What's weird is good armies not representing what the army would be like in the fluff. Funnily enough, though, they do represent more than they like in the fluff than they have in the last like 6 years. 7th edition and 8th and 6th edition diverged from what an army should look like so drastically. Flyers. Yeah, jump pack is better than biker for White Scar, like hands down, no competition. Yeah. So yeah, no problems. What I like now is that armies look like armies again. You actually have troops. You have troop choices in your armies. Armies from last edition was literally how many monstrous creatures can I take in this CAD. Here's my two tax 10 men scouts, fucking cultist squads, which is going to sit in the back of the board. You're never going to see them. Might as well have not brought them. And here's like all these monstrous creatures. I like that now we see like they've put a lot of effort into making troops worth taking, like scouts of space marines. Very worth taking. Termagants, Hormagants, Gene Stealers, Bloodletters, Plague Bearers, Horrors, all monsters, Zangors. There are so many good troop choices worth taking that your army looks like a fleshed out thing again. It doesn't just look like a hodgepodge of all the silly shit. Fire Warriors. That is the beer talk. Excuse the spelling. Yeah, look, Fire Warriors are legit. My only problem with Fire Warriors is that they're exploitable, because once you wrap them, Tau don't have anything that can dig you out. A lot of other armies have mechanics where they can shoot into combat, or you have bull units like Bullgrin for guard, grotesques, aberrants, stuff. You could once your army gets wrapped, you're like, oh cool, you wrapped me. That just means you can't Overwatch, and you punch them back, wipe them out. Whereas Tau don't. They haven't been trained in that. Yeah. Or they tried and they failed. They're like, let's just teach them to point and pull the trigger. We've got enough guns, something will hit. I think they've got like 5 or 6 minutes left. They absolutely should. That is, Mandel or not, you are spot on. Alright, I'm not wearing the combat phase. Looks like a lot of stuff has been dead. So they've got a couple of attacks coming back, which means somebody somewhere survived the Gene Stealers. Yeah, so he's killed a couple of dudes. Maybe he's attacking back as he dies. which could be pretty doable.
What's the leadership now on this? It's 5, right? All hits, toughness 4, so first one. 3, and 1.
Yep, he's putting some attacks into the Gene Stealers, maybe just trying to thin them down. So Skyweavers and a couple of the Star Weavers can put some fire into them next time. So Mandalore Knight, like the strat where a suit dies in battle, blows itself up. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. Lamakia, how you doing, my brother? Chris Lamakia's, yeah, I'm running solo today, baby. We're trying to... We are trying to prop up this bad boy. So we have just been... So Dice Down has just been called, unfortunately, so I'll be tuning out in probably the next 5 or 6 minutes so I can rest my fucking throat so I can go again next game. So Dice Down has just been called by the TO, but Basti hasn't had his bottom of turn 3. So they haven't finished turn 3 in 2 hours and 45 minutes. So they should just, if they're both happy to, they should just talk through this. Either that or they shouldn't count this and just take the scores from the end of turn 2. I think there's only 2 ways to do it, and it'll be interesting to see which way they do it. Yeah, so they're going to talk through what he's going to do. So he's going to talk through the fact that he's going to get he's probably going to get hold more. Yeah, so they're just talking it out. So his units that were still in there, they're all falling back. He's just going to move his troop up. Yeah, he's going to try and pop out that Malanthrope, and he's just probably going to call it. Looks like the Jeremy Martino game is just wrapped up with Matt McMillan. We're just going to have a quick check on that game. Oh, it's Josh McMillan. Sorry, I've been saying Matt McMillan. Apologies to him. Looks like they only got to turn 3, and they ended with a score of 20-14 Josh's way. So they actually are playing their game. They're turn 3. They're just pushing through. Let's have a quick look where they're up to scores-wise. Adam, do you prefer ITC or ETC, and what's your favourite point cap? As in, what points do I like to play at? So I'm a goddamn fence sitter on this because I like variety. Variety is what I love. I like to play in multiple different styles of missions. I like multiple different points levels. I like to go and enjoy. I like to just water. I like to just water. I like to go and I like to enjoy the game in a lot of different facets. I like 1,500 points. I like 500 points. I like 1,000 points. I like ETC, ITC. I like fucking wonky ass, crazy ass, silly shit. I just like the game. I just like playing the game. It does not really bother me what format. I just like it. I'll play anything. Okay, looks like we're getting updated scores. So Basti's gone up to 8, and Stuart has gone up to 11. Basti's back down to 7. Yeah. You pretty much just asked, do I like boobs or do I like ass? I said I just like women. That's literally just what happened. Thank you. The lovely Chelsea has just provided me with H2O. Use that sandbag. 100%. Yeah, it has to be done. I'll put it to Diffie. He won't have a say in it though. He's not allowed to say no. So we're just having the final scores put in. Stuart has jumped up to 15 points. Basti is currently on 9. Yeah, so he's going to get 16, and that should and then Basti's up to 10. That should be about it. 17 for Stuart. Shit. There we go. That'll be it, guys. I'm gonna tune out. I'm gonna go to the toilet. I'm gonna get myself fed and watered. Take a break. I'm just gonna let you guys know what time we will be back. The game 3 starts at. Game 3 was already supposed to have started. It's supposed to start at 4 p.m. So we're supposed to go straight from game 2 into game 3. So I'm going to take my chance to have a break now. We know what the outcome of this game is. So it looks like it's going to be 10 to 17. Thank you so much for joining me. Hope flying solo wasn't too bad. Might have some guests for next game. Don't know. They're going to tune in as they feel the need to. But I'm going to end this stream now. I'm going to turn out. I'm going to take a break. Congratulations to Stuart on the win. And I'll see you guys back pretty soon.